Hello, everyone. Before we get started on this week's episode, just a quick word that YouTube, in all its infinite wisdom, has decided that some of the Die Party games are now not suitable for advertising. It doesn't mean a whole lot for the content. I'm not going to censor the videos in any way, but if you'd like to lend your support so that Die Party can continue to grow, please check out the Patreon or subscribe on the Twitch channel. Enjoy the episode. Hello everyone, welcome back to another week of Die Party Abyss, a weekly Hollowworth Expedition role-playing experience right here on Twitch. How's everyone doing? Welcome to Tuesday. It's the good day. We got the entire crew here, so let's go around and do a little introduction while I take a swig of water. Drummer boy, how be you?
I'm good. Just doing the music stuff and trying to stay warm.
Oh yeah, what's the temperature over where you are? Because over here it's like, it reaches around like -6 sometimes at the most. So it's not it's not super cold. Like
For like a week, it's been between -26 and -36.
yeah, that's fucking cold. Like I kind of wish it was that cold here sometimes.
That's fine because my heating works then. Today is only like -5 or like up to +2, and my heating doesn't come on because the person above me doesn't turn the damn heat on. So now I'm freezing.
Wait, you're reliant on the person above you turning on the heat?
Yep.
Why?
Because it's an old house and I don't have control of a thermostat.
And what the fuck? That's stupid.
The
That's like me not paying rent for the month. Stupid.
The heat comes from the pipes on the ceiling, and the pipes on the ceiling are controlled by the boilers, which has a thermostat on the second floor. I'm in the basement. So when it's like almost warm enough to like not turn your heat on and not like be able to open the windows to heat up the house, then I just like get fucked, and it's like 17 degrees inside.
Wow.
Yeah, cool stuff. Anyway, other than that, just music. I've been baking a lot of stuff because it's freaking freezing. I made cookies. I roasted some garlic. I did some like roasted garlic.
Have the oven on.
Yeah. Anything to have it on, pretty much.
Dude, yeah. So it's kind of funny because today is Valentine's Day. It's also my wedding anniversary. I swear to God, we didn't fucking plan that shit. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll make some cookies. I don't know. We'll see.
There you go.
Yeah.
Also, friggin' roasted garlic is amazing. I haven't done it before, but like I went to the grocery store. Usually, you can just buy single heads of garlic.
Like a clove, like the
Yeah, I get like two cloves of garlic, and that'll last me until I have to go shopping again. But they didn't have that this time. They only had like a bag of like 30 heads of garlic or 30 cloves of garlic. So I just had to buy that because I was out of garlic. So now I'm just like making roasted garlic things, and
You should try pickling some of it. Pickled garlic is actually really good.
I was gonna do some pickled garlic. I'm gonna do some garlic in honey, like the honey garlic stuff. Because there's some fermenting channels on YouTube that I've been watching, and they do that. And then black garlic oil, I can do that.
Jesus Christ, man! I need to fall down some of these holes that you're in terms of YouTube. Fermenting garlic.
It's like garlic in, like you smash the garlic, which makes the enzymes, like the important stuff, come out.
Yeah,
Because
right.
like the bruising that tries to repair the garlic, that's what's good for you. And then you put that in some if you have local honey or just like the honey from the store, you can like jar it up and put it together, and you have your own honey garlic stuff.
So one of the things because we get a lot of like, because my wife was really, really sick for a little bit of time, and a lot of people were giving her like like homemade like
Remedies,
and that's the word, remedies and shit. And one of them is like I call it the Polish health potion. You might have heard it. I know that Doc's heard me talk about this one before, but it's like 100 mils of fucking vodka, 100 mils of syrup, and orange, like squished orange and some other shit, and then and honey, and you heat it up in a saucepan and then you drink it, like a fucking Witcher health potion or some shit. But the other one I heard was like, yeah, you just get some garlic, you get lard, you get honey, and you get fucking salt, and you mix it all together, and then you drink it like a fucking thick shake or a smoothie, and it's supposed to be really good for you. And I was like, what the fuck? That sounds awful.
I'm not sure about the lard in that, but everything else sounds pretty
Well,
alright.
the lard is supposedly a delivery mechanism to get it into your body quicker, because it gets like absorbed, like fat gets absorbed in a different way and all that shit. And I was just like, what the fuck? What is this shit?
Yeah. There's some really awesome, hilarious like home remedies. If you ever want to laugh about that stuff, there's a website called forgottenbooks.com.
Okay.
It's like just a huge, like 15,000 books that have gone long out of print, and they're just all really old and kind of hilarious. Look up some of the home remedies in some of those, from like the 1500s. Shit.
Damn.
Anyway, that's me. Other than in The Witcher 3, we met up with. Have you played the?
No, I haven't played the DLC at all.
Well, Shawnee, I'll just give you. Shawnee is in one of the DLCs, and she was the bae I hooked up with in the first game, so we got reacquainted. Sans pants. It was great.
Shawnee was the redhead?
Yeah, short red hair.
For some reason, I was thinking that was Triss the entire time. But now that you say it, it does make sense, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Speaking about getting hooked up with a short redhead, Sheepdog Gaming, my man, my Deliverance brother. What up, sir? How you doing?
Yo, what's up? I'm doing good. I've been playing for once, actually, for like the last couple of months, so I haven't been playing new games. I played a whole load of new games. So I played Forged Battalion, which is basically...
Is that the Call of Duty World War II shooter?
No, it's more like Command and Conquer.
Wait, what am I fucking thinking of?
I don't know.
Is that... okay, yeah, go on.
And it's very, very much like Command and Conquer, except for not amazing. It's all right.
Forged Battalion. No, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is that fucking. Oh yeah, no, I know this one.
Yeah. It's got all these different modules that you can kind of like place in, so you can give your infantry anti-air or anti-tank or anti-infantry, and it feels very much like they're trying to make it a mix of Command and Conquer and Hearthstone. You know, like that kind of way. Well, like you know how you can fill your deck out with a specific tactic.
Yeah,
you can do the same with your units. Like you can pick a mix, but it wasn't very interesting. It was all right.
Actually, I've seen that, and I think I remember the main complaint was that like there's meta units. It's like use these because they're the best, and it kind of ruined the whole custom armies thing.
Yeah, it's a real-time strategy in the style of Command and Conquer StarCraft with the gimmick. The gimmick isn't amazing, and I'm kind of past those types of games at this point. Because
it actually reminded me of an old game called KK&D, Kill Crush and Destroy.
KK&D. I liked KK&D though.
It was kind of like that, how you get the customized units thing.
Okay.
Yeah. What else did I play? Play Production Line, which is where you make cars in a factory.
Is it anything like that other Production Line game that Peachy fucking loves?
Factorio?
Yeah. Is it like that where you build like your own like line and stuff, or is it like a? Is it more like a my summer car?
It's very much like you've got different stations where you put together different parts of the car.
Okay.
And you create a line where the things go through. And in my experience, everything takes too long to make. You're always waiting for parts to be delivered to the stations. And it's confusing as hell, although I think I may have fixed it. It's decent. It's kind of fun. But it's literally just making cars in a factory, and it's all automated stuff.
There's a lot of those sorts of games nowadays, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know. Like, did fucking old dads get computers or something? And it's like, I fucking love this shit now. Like,
I kind of enjoy it, so I may be an old dad. But then I also have 303 Squadron.
Okay, yeah, I know that one. Yep.
Yeah. it was actually kind of a funny story. I got a key for it from.
This is the one you talked about last time.
Was it?
Yeah, and this is the one where you like shoot planes.
Oh yeah.
You talked about this.
So
last
I
time.
told that story then. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That one I've played it now. It's all right. It's a demo and it's very bare bones. So I've got no idea how it's actually going to be. If it's how it is in the demo, it's shit. Because they're focusing on two parts where you've got the flying and you've got the mechanic repairing.
Mm-hmm.
I did the flying. It's it's hard to fuck up a flight sim game. You just fly around and shoot shit. And then the repairing is literally the guns and the propeller engine. And it's like 5 parts to each. It's really uncomplicated. So if it's like that, it's going to be shit. But if they have more to it, then yay. Oh, and the last game I played, aside from Kingdom Come Deliverance, is War Tile, which is actually a pretty cool game.
Yeah, I plan to play that.
I saw Peachy playing that one. It looked
Peachy
cool.
was playing it, yeah.
Yeah, I got a key for that one too. I need to actually play it, but Kingdom Come came out and I'm like, fuck that, playing that game first.
Yeah, I saw you figuring out the time difference, like when it was going to get released.
Yeah.
Like this morning, and I had been up
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd been up all night, and I knew that it was getting released at some point during the day. And I was like, I could stay up to start streaming it as soon as it comes out. And then I was like, but fuck that, I'm going to sleep. So I streamed it this afternoon.
Yeah. Then it took fucking an hour to unpack that fucking game. It was quicker. Like, that's the thing. That game is like 31 gigabytes. My internet's super quick. So it would have been much quicker to download the game than it would to unpack it on the computer. It was fucking stupid. Yeah. Anyway, Doc Gast, what up, dude? How you doing? Welcome back.
Yo. So, in contrast to Drummer Boy, we're in the middle of a heat wave.
Oh so shit! What is it up there now?
Send me the warm.
Between about 43 in the day to about 35 at night.
Oh god, that sucks.
35 at night is the worst one though. Like during the day it's not so bad.
There's a whole nother layer on top of this shit. We've been getting thunderstorms every night.
Oh, no.
So we've been losing fucking power as well.
So
I've had a great week.
Is it dry thunderstorms or is it wet?
The first one was incredibly wet, and since then it's been a lot of lightning, and it's all gust.
So you
need
need to understand the biggest cause of bushfires in Australia is thunderstorms without rain. It happens a lot, especially in like Victoria type region. Like you get a lot of thunderstorms that just light up the bushfire. Like they just light up the bush basically because they hit the ground and it's just really dry and hot and
that's the same. It's the same in where I'm at in Canada because we're technically a desert.
Yeah,
like in the middle of Canada in the northern where you can't do the farmland as much.
Mm-hmm.
It's technically a desert. So there's one summer where there was like 235 forest fires going on at the same time because
might as well just join them all up, you know.
Pretty much the entire province was on fire.
Yeah.
So that's it. I don't know how similar that
we
is.
burnt all our forests already. So
yeah.
it's just
and then it goes back next year and it's like, hey guys, you ready for another bushfire? It's like, no.
We're going to burn you before you can even fucking start.
Yeah. But
it's been a good week for me.
Yeah? Done anything cool?
My days are spent trying not to die. My nights are spent also trying not to die. So
you should get on that Deliverance, man. I reckon it's a game that you would like. It's got enough meat and chunk in there, but I also hear that it's not even the completed game.
Is that's that
medieval role playing game?
Role playing one, yeah. I don't know.
It's like Gothic, basically.
Yeah, it's a mixture of Skyrim and Mount and Blade combats, in my opinion. But like the way
Gothic.
Is it? I can't say I've ever played Gothic, so. But the writing is actually really good too. Like I'm really enjoying the writing.
I assume you've been playing it in English, like language.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Have you been playing Guess the Accent? Like,
no.
It's the one thing that kind of brings you out of it is when a dude has like a Texan accent and you're just like,
I kind of let it go, man, because
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. I'm just saying it's quite a fun game to play.
as a man who actually lives in Europe and you hear people trying to do English, it like if they did that, it would be a lot worse.
You think it's out of place until you get to like halfway through the game and it turns out there's a time machine that goes to Austin.
Shit.
There you go.
Shit. That sounds good. Graham's complaining about us. It's okay. Yeah, see? That's what I'm talking about. I talk about video games. Can you believe that shit? Unbelievable. It's incredible. I'm going to put both my hands up to empathize that fact. Graham.
You could have been playing with your camera, like going
Hello.
upside down.
How are you?
What do you want?
So I was thinking about you the other day when Falcon Heavy did their thing. Yeah, because I was reading about Elon Musk. Motherfucker made a bunch of flamethrowers and sold them. And I couldn't help but think of Graham.
My idea.
So how's your armory progressing?
Well, we're making pinball machines now, so that's
Oh,
our weapon
yeah.
of choice.
I wanted to ask you, like, are you because we were talking about pinball machines the other day in Vampire the Masquerade, and we were trying to work out whether or not there was a Die Hard like actual pinball machine.
There has to be.
There's not.
There has to be.
I googled it, couldn't find one. The only pinball machine you could find is for Die Hard 3, which is the one with Samuel L. Jackson. Because that movie has a lot of quotes that could be like, used in a pinball machine. So I'm wondering, Graham, are you going like the full hog when it comes to like when they do like the special ball stuff? Are you gonna do like find like
Yes.
video?
Yeah, that my machine that I'm replicating is one from the 40s.
Yeah,
Electromechanical. It's not computerized.
yeah.
And it's the baseball themed one, right?
Yeah, the baseball theme one. So you're gonna have like sound effects and shit going in it and stuff like that?
So it's from the 40s. All it has is little dings that play, but it's got a rotating baseball diamond, which is probably going to be the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. Fuck, man.
I make stuff.
Yeah.
Always be making. Let's play. Tired of this.
Okay. Shit. All right. Well, I mean, we always do this, so you should be used to it by now. Anyway, guys, yeah, let's do some purchases before we get into the actual episode. Does anyone have anything that they want to buy, XP wise?
I need 10 more.
What are you looking for? Oh,
Tier 2 artifacts.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because you turned in vulnerable last week. So
Yeah, well, like buying skills and stuff is kind of like, why? And if I die, I'm just gonna go back to before. So might as well get stuff that'll stay with me.
Yep, it's true. But your character also doesn't know that, so that's like incredibly metagamey, bitch. But I'm okay with it. So
I was planning on doing it beforehand, so suck it.
yep. So no expenditures at all. Yep, Graham, you in the back.
I'm gonna spend 15 points to get an extra point in body because I literally got more body.
I mean, I don't need a justification as to why, but sure, I'll accept that.
You also get the free dual wielding skill.
Yeah.
No. Dual wielding was crossed out. He has to put it back in now. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's good. I would also say that with your purchase of that, Graham, your arm is probably almost fully functional. There's probably like muscle memory stuff that you have to deal with, but you can narratize that however you like. All right. So last time we played, our team explored a little bit of Atlantis, the Lost City. They are basically immune for whatever reason. Their blood has been tainted by a curse. One of our previous players, Null, stayed there because he has the cure, which was basically a soul stone being pushed into his body that his blood absorbed over the years, and his blood is now anti-curse. The players took some of that, made bullets from it. Drummer Boy, aka Francis Jackson, decided that he wanted the curse. And now he cannot die, but his memory gets wiped back to the point where he took on the curse. So any new things that he buys, if he dies, then that's pretty much it. But he doesn't know that yet because he hasn't died yet. Charles Cromwell Abernathy lost his Batman Woodsbury in a fight with some Nazis.
He doesn't know that yet.
He doesn't know that yet. But we'll deal with that in a minute. And I think Jonathan Hyde, aka Doc, you got injured, didn't you? Pretty hard.
I got injured pretty. Charles got injured pretty.
Oh, it was Charles, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm completely uninjured.
Yeah, you were sitting behind the rock. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's where we pick up. You guys are on top of Eagle Rock, basically. There was a little Nazi camp, little tent here, and yeah, that's where we are. Take it away, roleplay, action.
So I imagine Charles is sitting down on a rock at this, or something, like a little bump or something, with his, just kind of leaning on his stick, heavily bleeding, because I think he had one wound left. Yeah, we decided. So he's just kind of taking a little breather, maybe, and possibly coughing up some blood.
Probably waiting for the Nazi to stand back up because you think he's immortal.
No, I killed him.
That's right. You rushed him, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
You pulled your sword out and ran at them.
I stabbed him through the neck.
Yeah, so if you're thinking that they're going to come back, the answer is no. These guys are staying dead.
I didn't think they were coming back. Charles thought they were coming back.
No, I get that. And I'm telling you now, like, you spend like maybe 20 minutes waiting for them to but they don't. No.
Obviously, I'm also just kind of clogging up the wound or whatever.
I think Hyde would probably wander past him and be like, "You should probably cut the heads off just to be sure."
Could you do it, old boy? I'm a little bit perforated right now.
Perforated.
He just left you to it. He's going to see if you're actually going to do it.
Yeah.
Doctor, I could use a little hand with this, and
as I'm walking from my cover out and to where Charles is, I grab a handful of dirt and I literally rub some dirt on it.
All right,
can you just push it? I think this is intestine. Can you just help me push this back in?
Right. I'll fix him.
All right. So what's your wound level? What's your max health, and how much do you have left?
My max health is 8, and I have 1.
So, Graham, I assume you're going to try and cure all of it?
Yes.
Okay, so that'd be -7 on your roll then.
Difficulty.
I think it was I think it's just a 5, yeah. I can't think of any reason why it wouldn't be. Alright, so you heal 3.
Okay.
Turns out that dirt was clean as fuck.
Cleanest dirt ever.
You now have gallstones, though.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, so you could probably try that in the next scene if you want to heal him again.
I'll cut their heads off. Just,
sure.
Very, very simple,
It's not very simple. You have a fucking saber, or
I do.
You have it's not it's not even a saber. It's more like a fucking.
It's a sword stick, yeah.
It's like a what do they call them? The long rapier, yeah. And that not designed for removing heads. Let me just say that. So you're probably more likely have better chance of getting a rock and just blunt force trauma that shit. If you really want to do that, you can do it.
Okay, I'll crush their heads with a rock.
Okay, yeah, no, that's probably the better way of doing it. Yeah, yeah, just big rock, drop it. Yep.
I turn to Hyde. Do you think that's good enough?
Well, if he gets back up, he won't be able to see, so you're probably good.
Jolly good. I'll sit back down again.
Can I pick up one of their machine guns?
Absolutely, yeah.
'Cause I have 2 hands now.
Let's see. I think the strength requirement on that is like a 3. Let me just check.
Oh, is it? I don't have it.
Let me just check for you though.
It probably is. Considering a Luger was 2.
Yeah. Luger was where the fuck is it?
In any case, I'm gonna pick it up and have to like.
You're just gonna carry it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know. I'm just kind of like testing stuff out.
Yeah.
Are you gonna kind of cradle the gun like in both arms?
No, I'm just kind of like, I'm a soldier. No.
Learning how to juggle.
Yeah. Well, I juggle very well with one hand, but 2 hands I can't even figure it out.
Yeah.
The problem is one arm is actually longer than the other, so it makes it really awkward.
Mm.
I'm just waiting for us to wake up and you're being strangled by your arm. It's just like, it's got me.
I'm trying to find where I found this gun. I'm gonna say it's a 2. Like I don't like it's not like any more high caliber than your your pistol, but
It's fine.
yeah.
Don't worry.
It's weird because like basically like the Nazi enemy sheet has it on there, but it's not in the equipment of the actual game, which is fucking just weird, and it doesn't tell you what it is. So I'm just gonna say it's fine. Like there's no reason why you shouldn't have it, especially since all the characters have been using it. So yeah.
Well, but,
Mhm.
Jonathan, where's your? What are we doing? Looking for a bird or something?
Yeah, that's why I was originally coming here, but didn't we see like a bunch of Nazi camps?
No, there's just the one tent up here. It's just like they. Can I get an investigation from someone? Difficulty 7, if anyone has it.
I don't have it, or I'm guessing it would be.
Do you want it from both me and Solomon?
Anyone.
I
Anyone.
don't.
What's your investigation, Solomon?
I don't have any.
Oh, am I the only one with it?
I guess so. Yeah.
I think that's what Ian did, but
Difficulty 5,
7.
7.
Okay. Yeah. No. This looks like they returned back to this camp, like maybe they were scouts, and they found it in shambles, and then they didn't know what to do, so they camped here, and then you guys rolled in. So it's pretty much the same way that you left it when you were here last.
So, pile of Nazis dead in the. I was going to
Yep.
say Nazis up then. That fucking hell. Pile of Nazis dead inside and a corpse bonfire outside for the Amazons. That's pretty much it.
Yep, pretty much it. And the only new thing here is this tent, but it looks like it was set up in like, okay, shit, what do we do now sort of style,
do they have any? Francis, do you see any like medical supplies or anything?
So there were crates here last time that you guys didn't really look into, but yeah, anything that you want in terms of like, imagine this was a forward operating base for the Nazi army. They have anything like medical that the military tents would have, right? So
my point being is that whatever supplies they have here, aren't they 10 years in the future?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Sweet.
okay, I
Guys.
see what you're saying.
Now that we know that, I would be looking for advanced stuff.
Just like throw off like a dark green sheet from a pile of boxes, and there's just like future shit.
Well, I just think there's like like vaccines or painkillers and.
Yeah, no, that's the one thing that probably they do have. Medical science has probably gone
Probably
leaps
morphine.
leaps
probably
and
got, like,
bounds. Yeah, so they have like within the span of, because you guys came in around 1935. These guys probably came in around like 1944-ish, right? Was when they sort of came in. So, you know, the machine gun was invented in the time and space where you guys had left. That's why these guys have these MP38s. The other thing is that because these are like sort of, they're kind of like the grease gun sort of thing, you know, like and then in terms of like what military stuff is different. These guys are wearing like camouflage, right? Like they're wearing like you know, like jungle camouflage sort of thing. Their helmets are different from what you remember the Nazi army using. Oh, sorry, the German army. And they have that. They have the actual Nazi insignia now on them. And on top of that, you know, in terms of medical stuff, it is what you say it is. It's like morphine and, you know, IV drips and shit like that, basically. So.
Because now that I have an arm, I have my arm back. Well, but I have a arm back.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking like scorpion tail, crab claw.
You want to go weird science on us? All right. Yeah. Cool.
I'm starting to think into the future. Innovation.
Yeah, innovation.
You get like a tiny arm grafted onto your back, so when you're like, someone's got you a gunpoint, you have your hands up, and then like a tiny gun comes out behind with a pistol.
I have a question about the immortality.
Yes. You mean for Francis?
Well, no, just for in the immortality in general. Like, if you poison someone, and then I assume they're not immune to poison, they die of poisoning, the poison would still be in their veins when they're resurrected, right? So they just die again of poison.
Yeah, so the way that I described it is like
their bodies get used to it.
Their bodies would get used to it until whatever is affecting them is removed.
Okay,
so
like
it takes. It's kind of like when they die of drowning and they're still in the bottom of the ocean. Their body would just wake up again and again while they're in the ocean, eventually to the point where they'd get used to it. You know, like
they'd stop needing oxygen.
Well, their body would just exist. Right?
Okay,
it would just exist. It's kind of like the poison would destroy internal organs, right? And then they would just keep existing till the point where they, you know, that internal organ becomes like completely destroyed. And once that poison is evacuated from the system, they would just grow it back, right? Okay. Eventually, enough of the poison will be pushed out of the system via just osmosis that, you know, unless you keep poisoning a dude, that would be hellish, right? So, you know,
yeah,
it's
kind of like a honey badger. It's just they don't give a fuck. Eventually, they'll be fine.
It's how I imagine being in hell would be like. At the end of every day, your body just sort of resets back, and then they just keep doing whatever they want to you. Like, it's a little like that. Like, that's sort of where my inspiration for this curse came from, at least anyway.
Okay.
So.
All right. Yeah, I was just wondering because, you know, that could be something that our doctor could look into. Hint, hint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, so Abernathy, Charles, you've had enough time to sort of run into Woodsbury the dead. What is your reaction to all this?
I'm a little surprised no one told me.
There wasn't anything. It was too late. I couldn't do anything. I tried.
No, it's damn. Does anyone have a sheet or, you know?
Oh yeah, no, you can find like a tarp if you want to wrap him up and bury him. Like that's perfectly acceptable. You can do that.
Are we in a hurry, gentlemen?
No.
Can I? I'll wander over to the. I assume that they have entrenching tools with them. Like that's kind of standard for World War II soldiers.
Yep. No, they have the combat shovel.
Yeah. And I'll just dig out a shallow grave, basically.
Sure.
And,
cover him in rocks and a little bit of dirt.
Yeah, a little cairn and obviously a Christian cross.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're doing your final goodbyes. Can we get? I would like to go back in time to when you were like you first met Woodbury.
Mm.
I want to say that you were like 10, 12 when he came into your life. And I also want to say that would you say that your parents were still alive at this point?
Yeah. Well, the Woodbury's younger than me.
He is.
Yeah. Charles is like.
He was.
Oh, he
was.
Yeah, that's
he
a good
was
point.
younger.
Yeah.
But no, Charles was in his kind of late 40s
When they met up.
No, when at this point in time.
Okay.
And the Woodburys are kind of like, Batmaning is their job.
Okay.
They're a family of butlers almost, if as you were, like, and they've been serving the
Abernathy brand.
Family, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I would imagine that him coming into my personal employ would be after the death of probably like an uncle or something who was originally looking after me.
Sure.
I'd say probably after coming back after World War One.
Yeah. So I want to get an idea of whether or not Charles was always like Charles at this point, or whether there was something in your childhood that made you, I guess, I don't want to say like incapable, but your character certainly has an edge of in like needing a handler. Was it always like that, or did you?
No, he went into the military, before World War One, kind of in the early 1900s, and he kind of became this way after World War One to a certain extent. Like he was pretty capable military man. Like he rose to the ranks, through the ranks, got a commission and all that kind of thing. And then leading the charges against the machine guns in World War One, like losing so many people over and over again, kind of fucked with his mind a little bit. So when he came back, I assume his Batman at the time was with him in the trenches and that kind of thing.
You see, that's what I imagine as well. I imagine that Woodbury was kind of almost like, I was imagining he came into your employ after you had, like maybe you knew of him, maybe you were friends, maybe or whatever, right? Because your two families were sort of like inherently tied together most of your life. And maybe when you came back, the fact that you had lost your previous Batman made it so that, and your sort of disposition and the way that you were acting, I guess, after the war, maybe that's why you had this sort of type of relationship where he was your yes man for the most part, right?
Yeah, I mean his job was basically keep Charles alive to the best of his ability. So, do whatever he needs until the moment where he goes off the deep end. Because like after World War One, he's fairly fatalistic. Like,
yep, he will
just run into danger. Probably like Woodbury noticed, and family members, everything noticed that he didn't care for his own safety to the point of maybe he was seeking out death.
Interesting. All right. So I guess you're sort of thinking about your encounters with him over the years and all that sort of stuff. Is there anything that stands out?
Yeah, there were always moments, where we were meeting a tribal chief or brokering some kind of peace deal, where even the clear and present danger was obvious to Charles, and Woodbury would step in and fight the good fight and kind of get him out of hot water. Like he wasn't completely oblivious of danger. It's more that he doesn't really notice it as a massive threat anymore.
Right. Yes.
So yeah, there are multiple times where Woodbury saved his life, and regardless of whether he wants to die or not, he's
Thankful.
still, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what your intentions are now that you have lost Woodbury. Like, what is your first thought? Like, are you spurred into action in any way, or like what is where's your motivation now that you've lost someone like this?
The loss of Woodbury is a bit cutting, but it's something that Charles has gotten used to over the years. So I think there's a little bit of sadness and kind of like a little bit of kind of dark acceptance of just like, yeah, another one, in the ground before him. But duty is duty, and that's defeat the Nazis, save Blighty, keep kind of plodding along or die trying, which one can but hope.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's everyone else doing while Abernathy's building a shallow grave for his friend?
So
formulating a plan to get the bird.
now that I've decided to go this weird science route,
Yep.
I need weird monster parts. So I'm sticking to Jonathan like he's a dealer. Basically.
He's a dealer. Fix me up, dog.
I like do whatever he asks me to do.
Well, the rock is definitely here if you wanted to. The rock is nest is further up the mountain, but you'll need to scale an actual mountain, not just walk up it like you guys have previously, if you want to get to the nest.
Yeah, I remember. I think the only reason I didn't just do that last time was because the Amazon chick was like, "No, I won't allow it."
Yeah, that's a coming of age thing, right? And she's not here. It's worth pointing out. Like, she didn't come back here. This isn't her home. Yeah. So, yeah. Good luck. So how do you now? I would agree.
So you said that there's a lot of gear. Would there be ropes?
Yes. I would even go as far to say that there is potentially climbing gear here.
That's what I was thinking. Would there be actual climbing gear?
Like, we're talking like not like hook shots and like, yep, let's scale this mountain. It's like
hammers and stakes.
Hammers and stakes. Like you're making like footholds and stuff like that. Whether or not you have experience in that is a completely different story. Unless you do, I'm willing to accept that you, of all people, would have experience climbing a mountain. I would even say that maybe Abernathy might have experience climbing a mountain. But that's about as far as I would go.
He's probably climbed some things before, and this is obviously it's not an insurmountable hill because people have done it before.
Yeah.
There's got to be a path up there, and I'm sure he could find it.
Yeah, but these guys are also like, crazy. This is what we do to become a man. If I don't do this, I won't be a man. So yeah.
Well, that's why I was asking about the climbing gear, just to give me a bit of an edge, because there's probably some crazy shit where it's like, oh, you've just got to jump across this gap that's like, if you go an inch too far, you're going to fall off the other edge and die, or if you go an inch too short, you're going to die. And actually, if you grab this bit here, it's going to fall and you'll die. And
so the skill to actually climb is athletics, obviously. I will accept that you have assistance, so I'll give a +2 on this climb. It is going to be pretty tough, though. I would say that it's an 8 difficulty check to get up there, and it's going to be because it's a climbing thing. It's going to be a drawn out task, right? So you're going to have 3 checks, and you're going to need 12 successes. And I would say that you can have people help. Now, this is to establish the climbing line, right? So someone's going to have to go up there on the raw side of the mountain, climb up, and then nail in a thing. This is where these checks come into play, right? After this climbing line has been established, anyone can make it up there with a simple athletics check, right? So, or a strength check, as basic bitches go. So anyone who wants to climb up there, you're first going to have to establish a climbing line.
I think we all look good, Jonathan.
So
I have any of the. I look up and I'm like, nope, that's not going to happen.
yeah, it's almost like a face that goes up and then outward. So you'd have to climb like underneath and then back around the top, sort of thing. Yeah. So
I started looking around to see how much cloth we have, and see if there's enough to build like some sort of hot air balloon for me and Solomon.
Look, if any of you guys made a weird science character, like a MacGyver style character, I would say that's possible, but I don't think you guys have that in the
Shit.
So
I think it would actually be easier for Charles to do it. I think he has
you're
a
muted, by the
better
way, shipping.
strength score than I do.
If you chaps give me a little time to rest the wounds and the doxies to
I think-
expediting their healing.
I think if anybody goes up there, we can stand below with the tarp to catch them.
I mean, I just don't want to lose my grip because one of these holes is bothering me, But yeah, I'm perfectly happy to give it a good old.
It's strength, right?
Yeah,
athletics?
it's strength, and if you don't have it, if you don't have athletics, the skill, it's a -2 strength check.
I have athletics.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't have athletics?
Nope.
I can't buy a level in athletics now, can I?
I mean, yeah, you can. I don't see why not.
I don't know how I can't remember the.
So that is, I'll tell you how much it is. I think it's like 2 times your level. New skill level is 2 times level. So if you don't have athletics, it costs you 2 points.
Okay, so I have 2 levels in athletics.
So it would be 6 points then.
6. Okay.
To get a
So
level
that would
3.
take.
Oh, no, sorry, new level times. Yeah, so it's 6. Yeah.
And then to go to 4 would be.
You have
8.
to buy 6, and then you have to buy the next one. So
Yeah.
it would be a total of I guess like
14.
simple math at 2 a.m. in
14.
the morning is rough for me. Yeah, 14. Yeah, you need 14 experience points.
Okay, I have that.
Are you sure? That's like multiple sessions worth of experience points on one skill upgrade. So
Yeah, it's fine.
yeah.
I may need athletics again, and
Athletics will come up a lot, especially if you want to subvert stuff. And
It's come
Yeah.
up a couple of times for me
yeah.
specifically, and
Um,
it's like I should really buy it, but at the same time,
So athletics is climbing, jumping, running, swimming, and throwing. So if you ever want to throw grenades and shit or whatever, athletics.
I do have a grenade. I didn't use it.
Athletics is 100% needed for that.
All right. Well, could we have a quick Doc? Could you give me a quick once over and?
So
before I
he
go on.
healed you within the same scene. So you'll have to like wait a couple hours before he can attempt another healing check. So. If you guys want to camp here, that's perfect.
We
Well,
do
I mean,
have a shit ton of new medicine though.
roll for Woodbury. We can probably all use a bit of a rest after that fight instead of like, hey, we finished fighting the Nazis. Now let's climb a mountain.
Yeah. So
That's to just have like a
Momentum.
bit of dirt just like pops out and the blood goes. I got hit a lot in the last fight.
yeah. So if you guys want to technically rest, I'm okay with that. And
I think we can find some MREs.
yeah, no, definitely. So if you guys spend your time like going through stuff, like consider your medical supplies upgraded, Graham. So whatever bonuses they gave you, we'll just increase that the next step. So I don't know what because you have a medical kit, right? Where was it?
The set of surgical tools.
Yeah, surgical tools. And what did that actually give you? Did that give you a
No.
bonus in any way?
No, think it's just
It allowed you to do things.
I don't remember. I just use it as flavor. I don't even remember.
Let me take a look here. So yeah, like there are things in here like, where is it? There's like, okay, kit surgeon. Let's take a look here. Okay, grants you +2 bonus to medicine rolls. So I'm gonna say this is, you can have this surgeon kit gives you a +4 bonus to medicine rolls, and you get 10 uses of it. So basically, like you start going through all the stuff, and you're just like, huh, what is all this weird shit? Like, and you know, then you find like medical, like there's always like the field guide and stuff like that in there, and it gives you like a brief overview, like probably morphine's in here now, and you're just like, shit, this is interesting, like you know, all that sort of stuff. There is a bunch of other shit in here too, like for example, there's a bunch of like outfits and stuff like that you can take here, for like, you know, camouflage. There's a bunch of gas masks in here as well, that you guys can take if you wanted to.
That you stick that.
Yeah. Let's see. Ropes, definitely. There's a couple of tents in here as well. A bunch of 2-person tents. And there's a camera, like a movie camera. It's pretty heavy and bulky, but it's like a shoulder one. But there is one of them in here. There's a couple of tripods as well. Like for some reason they have a lot of like filming equipment in here.
To be fair, they kind of did like to record everything.
Yeah.
Do they have like voice recorders, audio recorders?
No, just the movie stuff.
Okay. Because there's nothing small enough to like. No, actually, never mind. I don't know enough.
Recorders, they had those around that time.
Oh, the one thing that they do have now, Hyde, is they actually have like a bunch of gun cleaning kits in here. And they also have like weirdly telegraphic sights and stuff. Like much better sights than you've ever possibly seen. Like that's the other thing that they've, like scopes and stuff like that. These are all like, you know, not just like glass spy things. They're just like, they're actually,
yeah, I think the kind of scopes that Hyde would be used to is just a brass tube with no glass in it at all. It's just something to look through.
Yeah, it's like iron sights almost. But these ones here are like, these are magnified like to 14 times, you know, magnification. Like you can almost take it and use it as binoculars if you wanted to. Or I would allow you to modify your gun and attach it to that if you wanted to do that as well. So there's a bunch of stuff in here. The other thing is like they've actually got like suits for swimming in the water as well. Yeah, bunch of stuff like that. So anything you really want, you can technically find. There's a mechanical toolkit in here as well, like, you know, for building fences and stuff. Yeah.
I guess I'd probably take one of the scopes, but I don't think I don't know what exactly the scopes do.
The effective range of a weapon is doubled.
Is that it? It doesn't have any like negative to closer range?
No.
Oh well, then yeah, I guess while we're camped and I've got the mechanical toolkit and the scope there.
So to use the scope, the shooter must make a total attack and acquires target in the lens. Without taking the time to aim, the weapon's range is normal. So you actually have to like use.
Okay, so
attack.
it's like,
yeah,
I can just do my normal attacks regularly, but if I do a total attack, it's the double range.
Basically, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah,
I guess I can take some time to tinker and attach that.
Mm-hmm. There's also a typewriter here as well. Jackson, if you're interested in taking that.
I mean, sure. If I can fit it in a backpack, it just like.
It'd be one that it's a portable manual typewriter.
Oh, cool.
Overzealous reporters, journalists, or scientists may insist on having one to do their work while on an expedition. So,
Sure.
and look, there's that jetpack, but you guys don't know what that is, and no one spent any experience points, so it's just sort of dusty in the corner. Yeah.
Some weird backpack over here. It's got like holes in the bottom.
Yeah.
Burn it.
What use is a backpack with holes? Leave it.
All your shit's gonna fall out, right?
I'll like try it on. Like, this is so heavy.
It's like all sloshing around from the liquid in it. No, don't want it.
Yeah. This thing's stupid.
Stupid. Who makes this? Okay, so let's get that medicine check real quick, Graham.
With the surgery tools.
Yeah, sure. So you get a +4. Keep in mind of your uses, so you get 10 uses of this, and that's it.
Okay. What's the modifier now?
How much health do you have left? Do you need heal, Sheepy? Oh, you muted again, by the way. So you got a 3 heal, so you should technically have maybe 4 left you need to get.
5 left.
5? Okay, so -5, so just -1, I guess, because you're using the surgery kit.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's cool. All right, let's 7.
Yeah, you're fully healed. Like, you're kind of actually surprised at how easy it is to operate with this new medical tools, I guess, Solomon. Like, that's sort of the thing you take away from this. You're just like, huh. They actually have, like, this really sticky glue to, like field suture, like, wounds up now.
Yeah.
And shit like that, so...
Imagine I go to work and it plays like the concerto music in the background.
Yeah.
I have to say, I love this bloody morphine.
Now I'm going to climb this mountain.
Climb mountains. It's cool. I got this.
I give him I give him a lot more morphine, and I give him a spanking, and I say, "All right, up you go."
Up we go.
Yes, Dr. Pineapple.
All right. So that's so this is, as I said, it's going to be 3 rolls. I'm going to say, at least for the first one, maybe you can get assistance unless someone else is climbing with you.
I don't think anyone else is qualified to climb.
All right. So at least for the first one, you can get assistance from someone. Because that's close enough to the ground that you can, I don't know, theoretically fall safely, I guess would be the appropriate word here. So, also, while you guys, I also want to point out, while you guys are resting, would they have SOS flares in the early 1930s?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, you guys see a flare shot up.
What color is it?
It's green.
How far?
Oh, green means all good.
Green means all good. How far? Well, it's quite a distance. And it's too... Well, I mean, I guess there's no relative, like, compass directions I can give you, but if you guys... All the area that you've explored between here and the mountain, let's say that is where you are right now to the east of you, right?
I'm going to pick up a rifle and look through the scope.
Not a lot of the rifles have the scopes. They just have scopes, like, in there, but you can definitely find something to assist your
Just something to be like...
vision.
Maybe like some actual binoculars.
Yeah, no, that'd be in there.
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. If you wanted to take binoculars and stuff.
So I can see what's up.
Yep. It's still gonna be pretty hard to find it, but give me a perception check with the difficulty 8. Oh, hair of your chinny chin chin. Oh, look at that. Nazi forces.
Surprise. Nazis. What are they... Do I know what they're doing? Or what can I see? Like, is there anything big that I can see?
They're setting up a camp. Like, we're talking jeeps, we're talking palisades, whole nine yards.
And they don't seem to be in distress.
No, no distress. They just sent up a flare.
Marking camp, I
Did
guess.
we find
like
any flare guns?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Did we find green flares?
If you want, yeah, there can be green flares. Yeah.
I think we should fire off a green flare in response.
We should see, like, if the green flare attracts the other Nazis, like, hey, this is friendly. Like, we'll take a look and wait here. If other Nazis do go over there, we should booby trap the area and launch a flare.
How long do you wait?
Well, we should do it. Like,
Yeah.
they're probably signaling to other known units in the area.
Well, I have like binoculars, so I'll, like, look around the area and see, like, other people moving towards.
Well, you don't need the binoculars to see this, but there is another flare sent off much further away. Like, if this camp was in between you and the other flare, it'd be like a much further distance away. So there's another flare sent up, much further away, almost to the horizon, sort of thing.
All right.
And what color was that one?
Green.
Green.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a all clear signal.
This is a check-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just set up a bloody flare.
All right. We seem to be in agreement. We'll fire off a green flare.
Keep our stealth up so they think everything's fine.
Yes, firing off flares is the #1 trick to being stealthy.
Well, when everyone else is doing it, yeah. Before we climb a mountain on morphine.
So,
Only I'm on morphine, thank you.
so if you're waiting, like, to see any more flares go up, the one furthest away in between your camp and another one goes up. You send yours up, and then one further away from you, like if the flare was shot north of you, directly south of you, basically, well, relative, another flare goes up, a green one. So yeah, and it's almost like kind of to the horizon a little bit. So.
Condor calls for aid. That's all I can.
Yeah, I'll be here all week. Yeah.
Let's go find our giant eagles.
So yeah, I don't know what you guys think of that, but yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that we just signaled that yes, everything's fine in this camp. We're fine. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
have to assume we're clear at the moment.
Yeah.
So keep
So
an eye out. Keep an eye out. I got good perception.
do you guys want to take any flares with you? Because there are multiple colors of flares that you can have.
Yeah, I'm taking one of each at least.
All right. Cool. So let's do this check. So give me an idea how you're assisting in the first one there, Hyde.
I mean, if it's close to the ground, he can probably like sort of be like start with the leg up and then a little bit of climbing, but not so high where a fall would actually injure him.
Yep. So I'll get a strength with a -2 from you, and if you pass difficulty, I don't know, what did I say the difficulty was? Let's say 7. You can assist, get an assistance dice there.
I'm sorry. Did you say we were gonna keep a tarp, like a net or something?
Well, after the first climb, he's going to be so high up that the net wouldn't help too much. But you can try if you want. I mean, like in this, I'll tell you what. Like, I'll give you guys a strength check if he falls, and you can see if.
Well, before he goes, do we want to try to string up a net along the trees? So it's more.
There's no. This is sort of like a plateau. There's not really like trees up here, but you could, if you wanted to, like, create like a circus tent almost
Like
thing.
Tent poles and stuff.
Yeah, like you could create something if you wanted to. Like you could almost use some of the climbing tools to, like, I guess, like hammer a safety net in or something.
In the event these Nazis were going to have like some extra time to hang out, do they have one of those like summer camp blob things?
You mean like a bouncy castle?
Got the bouncy castle and got like a little like portable above
Hans,
ground
do you
pool.
have the emergency Hitler arrival package? Oh, you mean the bouncy castle? Yes.
Who's the proper name?
Beside those party flares.
A boom boom, motherfucker.
So you said it was a difficulty 7 check, right?
Yeah, difficulty 7. Yeah. And you need like 12 over the course. All right, so Aberneth, you get an extra +1 on your first attempt. And the climbing gear allows you to even make the check. So go ahead and make the check, and I'll be counting. So,
Okay.
you need a total of 12 over 3 rolls. So keep in mind that you can use plot points to give yourself extra dice, etc., etc.
I've only got 1 plot point, so.
Okay.
Difficulty 5.
You know what? I'll give you another one for going into your character backstory and stuff like that if you want. So yeah.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. No, difficulty 7.
7. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go. I lost my input value. There it is. 7.
All right. So 3. Okay. Good start. Got another 2 checks you can make. How
If
many
you
dice
fall-
are you rolling, by the way? You're rolling
On-
8 dice. Okay. Yeah, you can make that if you get lucky. So.
If you fall, we've got the net, and hopefully the morphine will do the rest.
Okay. How many do I need total?
12. So good luck. I don't even think you can make it at this point. Oh no, you can if you get all 8.
Yes, I'm rolling brilliantly. Okay.
No, left.
4.
Okay. I mean, yeah, like you get to the point where it dips out above you, and you're just like, I can't bloody do this. You try and do it, but like you slip, and no,
I
it's,
think the morphine's wearing off.
yeah.
Blow darts of morphine into his neck.
Go! You know, morphine doesn't actually make you go, ah, like flaming gods.
Only if you think you're getting attacked by purple dragons.
It'd be more like morphine in the neck, and then I'd just like flop off and fucking.
They're not like methamphetamines down here or anything.
Oh yeah, there they are. Nazi standard issue methamphetamines. Yeah.
Beside the party flares.
Yeah. So you guys can make another attempt at this, and you can start off from where you are. But you're going to need
so
time
he
to
made
rest. So.
He made it up a reasonable distance the way, and he was putting a rope up, so that kind of gives us a bit of an advantage.
I guess we got to the overhang.
You did get to, yeah, you got to the overhang basically. So,
Okay.
but here's the thing: you'll need to spend like, you need to go to the next scene before you can attempt this again. So you'll need to spend
what
more
happened?
time.
Did I like fall off or get stuck?
No,
or...
you didn't. You didn't fail any rolls. Like if you were close to failing the second one, right? But
Yeah.
you didn't fail any rolls, so you didn't. You just climbed back down. You're bloody tired though.
That's all the bloody morphine, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, need a rest, or some more morphine, maybe. Hinted, doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got to use it. It's gonna go bad.
Yeah, I heard that stuff goes off like tomorrow.
All right, so
We have a morphine party.
you guys want to wait like maybe 7 hours or something like that? Because that's what you'll need to sort of rest up here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably fine. Keep an eye out for the bird, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll fast forward. You guys are just sort of coming and going and that sort of stuff. I mean, like, if you want to keep an eye on the bird leaving the nest and sort of stuff like that, can I get a perception check? I guess in this case it would have to be like maybe Hyde who makes this. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's probably a little focused on the mountain.
Yeah,
5?
this is specific. 6.
Charles is sleeping.
Yeah. I mean, the bird does go, like it does fly off, but that doesn't mean that's the only one up there. So
I'll probably round up the like any sort of dismembered Nazi parts, like tie them together as a lure for when we get up there.
oh, that's interesting.
How
yeah.
how far up is the top of this mountain?
I couldn't give you an exact measurement because it's more in my mind's eye. Like the difficulty check is like more like how difficult it is to climb up. It is a lethal fall, if that helps.
I was considering taking a shot at the bird when it comes back.
I mean, you could attempt to shoot up. It's more like there's a variety of factors that come into it. Like especially that high up, there's like wind and stuff. Actually, no, there would be no wind because there's no wind down here. But it's more of a yeah. So you could attempt if you wanted to.
I mean, if we can get the bird to come to us,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if we're close enough for a flare to be seen, I think possibly a giant gunshot would draw the attention of.
we did just have a firefight with these guys here like 12 hours ago now.
Has it been long enough yet that the lethal wounds that I took are gone now?
Yeah, you specifically, yes.
Cool.
All right. You can make a. Oh, you don't need any more medicine because you healed, but you can make that check again if you want. So you got 3 attempts. You're already at 8. You need to get to 12 in order to make the rope climb.
Okay.
It's time for real.
Yep. And yep.
Okay.
2.
So that's 1. As you start your climb, right? Another green flag gets sent off from the first base that sent it off before.
Oh Lord, that's terrible rolling. So I'm kind of like hanging up there while there's a flare going on.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Well, I won't let it distract me. I have a job to do. I'm
so-
not sure why I'm doing this.
So if you're following the flares, the one further north of you goes off again, and the one further north of that is actually a different color this time. It's like an orange. Do you send off any flares?
What's the like progression? Is it all at the same time or is it one by one?
Generally, what happens is the camp that is further, like the main camp goes off, and then the ones next to it shoot off. Like the ones further away don't shoot off another flare before the camp in front of them.
Okay, so it seems like a check-in, like kind of the main camp is like, is everything all right?
It's like
And
a
then the
daisy
other-
chain check-in almost. Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like it's a Gondor calls for aid thing where it's like going down the line. It looks more like it's a check-in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not down there, so
I
have at it,
suppose
lads.
we fire off another green flare.
Yeah, you shoot yours off. A few minutes later, the camp's behind you, and the line shoot off another flare.
Green as well. It's only
Green,
the one that
yep.
was orange.
There's only the one that was orange. The moment that happens, you start your second attempt, and you get up to the top, right? That's when the main camp sends out a yellow flare.
And I'll look through the binoculars and see what's up.
Sure, yeah. I mean, because you're looking through canopy and stuff like that, so you can't really get a good idea. But I'll use because you've already located them, so you don't need to make another perception check to look in the same spot. But essentially, they are looking like they're rolling out.
They're on the move.
Oh, not
Which
all of
direction?
them, but like, yeah, they're sending a squadron to do something.
Which direction?
Towards the orange flare.
So someone's calling for help, which was the orange flare. Then the yellow flare, in response, was like, on our way.
So did that bird go and attack that group?
All right, so Abernathy, now that you're up there,
Oh, what? Who said that?
so Abernathy, you're up there. It's a huge nest, right? It's like huge. It's covered in like a lot of material things are up here. There's a lot of tarp. There's a lot of There's actually a fair amount of corpses up here too, both human and like animal. You walk by the skeleton remains of like the head of this thing is enormous. It's like you could walk inside of it, like you could fit inside of its mouth pretty much. The skeleton remains that are up here, and there is a. Can I get a perception check from you?
Sure.
Difficulty 6.
Oh, I have good perception apparently.
Yeah, it's just a.
Oh no! Whoops! Cancel that.
It's just a mash of your like attributes, I believe. So.
Yeah, it's willpower and intelligence. So.
Ah.
Oh, still roll badly on it though.
Cool. Yeah, you see a very recent corpse, and he does have British Army khakis, basically. Like he's got like a patch of the Union Jack on his shoulder. He has basically like a really big backpack on. It's all torn to shreds. There's like clothing everywhere and that sort of shit. He's got like big gashes on his back. He obviously bled to death like very slowly, and his wounds are like really infected. There's also a bunch of like really big eggs in here too.
Okay, so eggs, not okay. And there's no rock or no giant bird there at the moment.
Not at the moment, no. From up here, you can see like really far though. Like,
how large are the eggs?
So you could carry them, but with great difficulty. You carry one, like 2 hands.
What grenade do I have?
You have the stick grenade.
Shit.
Like which would you'd throw it and it would blow up on impact, sort of thing. So
yeah, it's on a timer kind of thing.
No, they're impact detonated.
Yeah, the impact in it. You throw them and they blow up. Yeah.
Steel cap, when that hits something, that like pushes the charge in and detonates it.
Okay. It really doesn't help my thoughts. I'll just walk back to the edge. I made it. It.
All right. Well, as soon as he signals that he's up, I will immediately start climbing.
All right. Athletics -2. Strength -2. Difficulty 5, I guess. Oof. How many dice do you have on that? Oh, because it doubles. Yeah, you rolled 4. 6. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Yeah, so you have no problems climbing. I mean, the overhang is probably a little hairy, but other than that, like, it's not that difficult of a climb.
Mr. Hyde.
I'll get made it in 1.
Yeah.
Well, you did use the ropes that I climbed up here with, so
loosen the cap for you.
Do you have any pressure release mines or grenades or anything?
You want to booby trap the eggs? I love it. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
Oh. Well, then you're gonna have to come up with a plan because that's all I bloody had.
What? Sorry. What did you want? What did you want the mines for? I'm a bit confused.
Well, if you put it under the eggs, and then when it comes to nest the eggs, it'll blow up and kill everything, and the bird as well.
That's an option, yeah. Or
well, it's not an option because you don't have any of the bloody things.
Well, I mean, you could probably take one of your grenades, pull the pin, and jam it in between the eggs. When the bird lands, jostles the eggs, grenade falls, it blows up.
Would that work?
The eggs aren't that close together. They're not like rubbing or nothing, but yeah. You could leave it precariously on top of the egg.
I don't like my eggs touching.
I mean, you somehow sympathize with the rock, I think that'll be the name of the
Woodbury.
episode. Sympathize.
Woodbury, my eggs are touching. Cut them apart. I don't like it.
All right, I'm gonna name the episode "You Sympathize with the Rock." Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite happy to sit and wait for it to come back. That's
Up
what
here?
I'd done. Yes.
There's not much room to maneuver, and you've got quite a big bloody gun.
I
Yeah,
don't
it
need
would.
much.
There's not a lot of cover here per se, and falling off this is indeed a lethal fall, especially off the northern face.
I think Charles could survive it.
I mean, there's definitely no snail underneath you could fall onto. So.
Oh, cool back, man.
Yeah, I miss D&D. We need to get another one of those games going.
I think Francis is going to try to climb up.
Oh, you're gonna try? Okay.
Yeah.
-2 strength check.
Yep.
You wake
difficulty
up
5.
asking what happened.
That's what I'm kind of.
I mean, it
What's
doesn't
the
bother
difficulty?
you, right? You just fucking die, and you're like, oh, hey,
I lose all my experience points though. What's the difficulty with the rope?
5.
Ah, yeah.
Hey, yeah, nice. What did you actually roll there? You rolled 2 dice, and you got 2 successes. I
yeah.
love it, man. That's good. All right.
I rolled 8 dice and I got freaking
No successes, yeah.
successes. You know.
Yeah.
Well, you were also like doing it first, so you had to like do the extra difficulties.
Well, you say that, but one of my rolls was 1, 3, 9, 4, 9, 4, 4, 5. My 2 successes were 9s, the rest were 5 and below.
Well, yeah, I guess you just suck then.
Yeah, there is that.
So if I come up during their conversation of like, we're gonna blow the shit up,
Yeah.
it's like there's not a whole lot of room to maneuver here. What I think we should do is take one of the eggs, bring it to a more
That
advantageous
would
location.
be very difficult to do. These things are enormous. You would need to like set up a series of pulleys and lower it down. Like it would be like the back of like it's like you would need to make like a backpack almost to carry this thing. Like
You could do that.
it would specifically be like one of those field backpacks, and it would be the only thing you could fit in it. You know, like we're talking like pretty big. The rock is like enormous, and these eggs are relative to that. So
And he's an amazing actor.
yeah.
Did you see his new movie Jumanji? It reminds me a lot of this place.
Yeah, the rock lays eggs that birth Jack Black. Basically, is what this thing
Damn.
is.
I'd watch that film.
Jack Black is
Okay.
the child version of the Rock. So
Plan B, we try to break an egg open and like kind of slime trail it out and like lead it somewhere more advantageous to fight it.
that's not bad. That's a pretty good idea.
Could
It's gonna be real pissed though.
we set me up to some sort of rope bungee system, and then when the rock comes back, I'll throw a stone at it and jump off?
Do you have any bungee?
Well, I mean, it could just be rope, right? And the others...
No,
yeah.
no, it can't just be rope.
No, it can. It can just be rope.
I mean, it can. How much
Random
do you
voice
like
in the
your,
sky?
your joints?
Yeah.
How much do you like your joints? Just all of them in general.
How much do I like what?
Like if you bungee
Your joint.
jumped with it around your feet, like you would literally dislocate all the major joints in your body, like at least your legs from your waist, at a minimum.
We could try
probably-
to like Far Cry 4 and make him like a wingsuit.
I mean, I'm not bungee jumping. What I mean is
you want to run off the side and sling down like Tarzan. I would accept that.
Yeah,
That's fine.
or maybe a zip line of some sort. We
A
could
zip
maybe
line
set-
is also okay, but you would need a very, very long rope to get to the bottom. Unless you go to the plateau. Like you want a zip line down to the plateau? Okay.
or just maybe even just a rope that I could slide down. You know,
Yeah, I mean you can set up a dangle rope pretty easily, but you won't be able to.
Yeah.
You can't bungee. And if you wanted to, you could potentially like have if this is a little outside of your realm of creativity, because none of you are really MacGyver types, but you could create like a like a heavy rock on the other side and use it as a way to sort of slow your your descent, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I mean, I don't see why you couldn't do something stupid. If that's
Speaking
what
of
you
doing
want to do.
something, I'm going to throw that British corpse over the edge.
Down to where Solomon is? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to miss him.
Solomon, it appears that Abernathy has fallen off the cliff and dies in front of you. He looks different, but man, it's him. No, it's not him.
We need him.
If you remember correctly, that other British fellow.
Yeah, he's the reason that we're hunting the rock to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one back at the native village.
Yep, that's
Yep.
the one. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
he lost his bat boy to the rock, remember? And that was why I agreed to go and kill it.
Oh, he's
Like,
dead.
I'll go kill this fucking thing. Yeah. Oh, fucking oath, Wait, is this
No.
Wait, is this Charles or Sheepy?
No, it could be either. At this point, what's the difference? No, was it the Bat Boy or the other gentleman, like that dead body?
His Batman was taken from him, like picked up and scooped up by the rock.
Okay, so it's not him.
No, it's not him.
Okay.
I remember it was something about he had like all of his books and his journals and things like that in his backpack. So instead of trying to carry that shit down, I figured we'd get it down the easy way.
It is torn open, so you'd have to like secure it. But yeah, you can basically just rope tie his open backpack and maybe collect some of the books and stuff, because it is basically filled with books, like to the brim almost.
I'm not gonna lie, as Sheepy, I didn't make that connection. I was just like, oh,
I understand.
Weird, British
it has been a long time since we talked about that character, so I can understand why you wouldn't remember. But yeah, that's basically the reason why you guys even know the Rock exists.
See, I may have gotten too into the character of Charles, because all I remember about the Rock fight was that we decided to hunt a big bird because it sounded fun.
You were pretty fucking out of it when we did it. Like, I remember you were like either really sleepy or like on some sort of medication at the time or something.
I think I was on medication, yeah.
Yeah, like you were pretty out of it. You're just like, all right, tally ho, like the entire time. I'm like, okay, yeah.
How many brain cells do you need to play Charles? Really, you know, he's good. He knows what he's doing.
So yeah, you throw him down. His backpack is filled with a lot of information.
Well, that was what it was originally about. Was we wanted information from the guy, and he was like, "Well, it's all in the boy's bag." So now we've got the boy's bag.
That's totally the reason you wanted to do it.
I'll take a look at
I
that.
just need to finish with the bird.
Yeah, so a lot of it is like discovery stuff. If you remember correctly, I think I'm trying to remember his name. I got it written somewhere.
David Attenborough?
Sir Nigel Smith Sterling, that's what it was.
Smith Sterling.
He is a British explorer, and he was basically writing down all of his discoveries. A lot of it is monster anatomy. A lot of it is locations of savage villages, and a lot of it is of like natural formations and stuff like that. Like there's a skull waterfall cave, bunch of stuff like that, like a lot of landmarks. Like, and he was doing a really good job of making a map. And
Steal it.
yeah, so I mean, you're up the top, so but that's basically what this sort of stuff contains. Like, if you guys have the diary, which you can find like relative information, his is more landmark based, and there's a few odds and ends about like monsters in here as well.
All right, sounds good. I'll tuck all that up.
Back to the bird. We need to make a more advantageous place to fight it. Fighting it on top of this like small plateau is probably not the best idea.
It's relatively like it's pretty big, but it's the peak of a mountain, and you know, I think we
Nope.
lost Doc. He's back now. Cool.
There you go.
But yeah, it's relative, and if you remember correctly, the rock's wingspan is enormous, so there would be wind issues, I guess, if you were to fight him up here.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. There's no wind up here.
Oh, from the actual from his
trying to land.
from his bird flaps, yeah.
So the second the wind starts blowing in our hair, we know we're in trouble.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. It's not like his wingspan is so large you feel the breeze from his wing before you see him. It's the opposite, actually.
You guys wait for
Yeah.
and jump on him like Avatar and do the ponytail thing.
Yeah.
I'm not having sex with an eagle.
So I've got to put my sexual organs in the bird.
Nice.
That's the way it works.
That's the way it works.
It's in the law.
I mean, you're going through his diaries, and yes, it does say that the only way to defeat a rock is to sexually please it. So, you know, that's...
All right, danger magnet. Let's go.
Speaking about that, danger magnet.
Fuck.
Roll me a 1d10.
Shit.
Anything above a 7, and something will happen here.
The eggs hatch. It's the infamous cuckoo raptors.
No. Okay. You do hear a caw in the distance, though. A screech.
Okay, well, that's Charles's Hyde's signal to get ready to fire. Basically, he's getting his gun ready, his rifle ready, getting into a nice, comfortable position and watching for this bird.
Are you on the top of the rock or on the bottom of
He's
this
on
point?
the top, yeah.
I'm on the top.
Okay.
So if you, I'll give you guys one extra action before something happens.
So I don't think I can actually take aim because I can't. Can I see it, or did we just hear the call?
Well, I'll give you an action to perceive its location if you want.
I draw my sword.
Keep in mind that this thing flies like super fast, given its wing speed.
Yeah, I do remember that.
How heavy are the eggs? Like, could I push and roll one?
Yeah, you can push and roll it. It's, you know, an egg shape, so you'd have to like tip it over like a barrel.
Yeah.
And try and push it. But yeah, you could definitely do that.
I'm gonna do that and
So-
bring it to the edge of the cliff.
Oh, he's going for the threat. You better let us kill you, or we'll crack your eggs.
Bad cop. The ones with the guns are good cop.
Gamma Jackson, give me your shield and your gun. You're off the force and the case. Suspended without pay. No.
Is that a difficulty 5 on the perception check?
Yeah. It's coming. It's from the west, relative to where you are.
There's nothing I can do to climb up there at this moment.
Yeah, you could spend your action climbing up here. It only takes one turn. It's a strength check, -2. Yeah, unless you have athletics.
I don't have athletics, but I only have 2 dice on strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still roll it.
It
roll-
doubles your strength check, and then yeah. So.
Yeah. You just need one success.
Almost like they designed the game so that you will always have 4 dice to roll, and then they take 2 away from it because 2 is the minimum you can have. And oh wait, is 1? Maybe it's 1's minimum. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, go for it.
7, 8,
5.
1, 0.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Oh boy. Hey, look at that. It's like rolling small amounts of dice in this game is almost better than rolling large amounts. Yeah, you climb up there. And you're standing there just as the rock lands, but other people have some well, it's not gonna land, but you know, you guys have some
It's like one of those, like, the shot is up the cliff and then just like hand rush to face and then rock comes over top.
Yep, pretty much. Like, but you guys have some so we get Francis Jackson puts in an egg. Which we'll get a strength check from you in a second. What is Abernathy doing?
there's not much I can do really.
I
don't
mean,
think.
you could try hide.
No, I don't hide.
You could draw your sword and be like,
I've already drawn my sword. You gave us an action.
okay, so that's what you're doing. You're drawing your sword. Cool.
That's what. No, I drew my. When you said you have an action before it turns up.
Yeah,
that's
this
what-
is that.
Yes, I draw my sword.
Okay, cool. And I guess yeah, let's get that strength check from Jackson. Do you have I guess it would be athletics. You don't have it, so it'd be -2. Difficulty here will be a 7 to push this thing, so
Okay, well, let's see.
it's very like it. So imagine the egg is like heavy on the bottom, and you're trying to push it over to like barrel roll that shit. That's where the difficulty comes in. So
Nope.
you're trying to push it. It's like, you
It's
feel
like one of those bopping clowns that just keeps
Yeah.
standing back up.
exactly, yeah.
You see, like run at it, just like.
It kind of like you feel something inside of it move as well, sort of thing. Like the gestation period of whatever's inside this thing is like nearing its end, I guess. But it's not.
Is
It's not gonna like open when you're here, right? Like,
Is there something? If there's something hard that I can use to start cracking it open,
I mean, you have a gun, right? You could try and pistol whip the shit out of this egg.
is there something? Like there's a bunch of bones and like skulls and stuff here. Is there a big bone?
I
that could
think
use
you'd
as a
be
bat?
better off. Like pistols back then, they actually had like,
The big bolt thing on the bottom of it
Yeah.
with the hook.
Yeah.
You have a chain.
or like
Yeah.
even the flat sterling steel thing on the bottom of the pistol used to pistol whip motherfuckers. Yeah, no.
Because the thought is, if I can get this thing open, and the first thing the little baby rock sees is me, my mom.
Or your food.
Man,
True.
someone's going to be riding a sweet ass critter at
Yeah.
some point. It may as well be the immortal riding a rock.
You know what? I would be okay with that. Let's well let the combat begin. Let's see what happens. So a rock shows up. Anyone who's standing, I think which is everyone aside from Doc, because I imagine you're like, you know.
He's probably
Prone.
like found a jawbone or something that he's using as a
Okay.
rest.
All right. So everyone else, I'm going to need a. What's a good check to make here to stop you from moving against wind? Let's take a look
Body.
here.
Athletics.
Body, yeah, body is pretty good. Athletics, I would also accept. So body with a -2. I guess either acrobatics, athletics. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Acrobatics here. If anyone has acrobatics, because that's balance. So yeah, this will be a balance check. And if you don't have it, it's a -2 dexterity.
So not athletics.
Acrobatics, yeah, specifically.
Fuck.
Difficulty here will be a 7. Hey,
Wait.
that's a body
Did you-
check, but yeah. What is your dexterity?
Did you say body?
I'd accept body or dexterity as a basic attribute, I guess.
I can do body.
You can do body, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
So my body and dexterity are the same. So
Yeah. I imagine it would have been, yeah.
My body is 4. My dexterity is 1. I would have been rolling 0 dice. Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
That's
like-
much better.
I'm like right on the edge.
Yeah, you're right on the edge. Yeah, you would have fallen off for sure.
Whoa!
Yeah, and then you would have been falling. Then you could do like your new hand reaches out and grabs the rope and it pops off, and you're like, no. All right, I see that. Yeah, acrobatics or body or dexterity. Did you roll that with a -2? You did. Yeah, cool. Doc.
Well, Doc's lying down, isn't he? Wouldn't it
I'd
be
give-
Francis?
Yeah, Francis, we need one. For you.
I'm in the nest, trying to get an egg.
Yeah, you still need to do it.
Shit.
Everyone who's up on the top needs to do it. You're all affected by it.
-2 difficulty
7.
5, 7. Shit.
Okay. Do you have acrobatics?
No.
Okay. And Doc.
Sorry, I got 3 successes. I did 5 instead of 7. But
You did?
I just took.
Okay, yep. Oh no, we'll get you to roll that again.
Okay.
Bitch. No, actually, no.
I
It's just
mean-
difficulty. So yeah, it's
No,
fine.
it's fine.
No, it's fine.
fucking-
It's 3 successes.
Whatever. I still succeeded at bitch.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess Doc, yours would be easier. So it'll probably be a 5 for you because you're crouching. Either body or
Off if Doc
dexterity.
gets blown off.
Cool. All right.
Oh, I should have done Dex. I've got 5 in Dex, but yeah, whatever.
Mhm.
It's still good.
Yeah. So I guess Francis, you are pushed. I would say that you're nowhere near the edge, right? Because it's not like he would like lay the eggs on teetering on the edge of the cliff. So, and because you didn't actually push it, you are definitely in the middle. But you are pushed back. So your failure. How many did you roll? Okay, so I'm gonna say that you're pushed like right to the edge of this thing, and we get that comical scene where you're like, sort of hanging on like that. So unless you don't do anything this turn, which we'll roll initiative in a second, you will fall. And this is not the side with the rope either. This is the long cliff. This is the north face. So good luck, good sir. Let's do some initiative, fellas.
This is the side that conveniently has a ladder carved into it that all the other people usually use. We just
yeah, you just didn't find it. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Boom.
1.
I'm ready. I rolled 2 dice, dude. 2 dice.
Difficulty 5 again.
Mm-hmm.
In dexterity and intelligence.
Jackson. All right, let me roll the rock. Okay. All right. So Charles 1, Hyde 5, Solomon 8. Goddamn. Jackson 6.
Very attractive.
There we go. And 3, descending. Okay, Solomon. Yeah. This rock flew over you basically and just flapped its wings a couple times, roared, and it looks like it's ready to attack. But you, have a man of intelligence, react quickly with your new arm, your new white arm.
Is there like rocky spires around here?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty desolate up the top here, so yeah. There's no real cover per se, at least from a flying beast, but
Yeah. Can I like move around so I can press myself up against so I can have my back to a wall so I don't want to be pushed off.
Do you have any plot points? I would say that you could find something if you spend 2 plot points.
Got it. I have 3 left.
Cool. Yep. There's it's like a little like outcropping thing, so you could like lean up against it. But here's the thing: it's right on the edge, sort of thing. Leaning against it mean that you'll be safe from making any wind checks going forward. But it does leave you like it's not cover from the bird, sort of thing.
Understood.
Yeah.
That's what I want. And then I'm going to use my action to give everybody +2 defense. Well, actually, it's 10 feet. Is there anybody within 10 feet of me?
I'd say the only person who's not is probably Jackson, who was pushed so far, but everyone else is definitely
All right,
within 10 feet.
So
Danger magnet.
Charles and Jonathan +2 defense. for this turn.
Cool. Jackson, teetering.
Yep. Well, I mean, I guess I have to try to get up.
Yeah. Balance check. So dexterity.
Okay.
If you don't have it, -2.
Yep.
Difficulty 6.
Fuck. I'm gonna actually.
You can spend pot if you want.
I might. That just makes it a -1 difficult.
No. It gives you an extra dice. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it would, give you a -1. Yeah.
I think it's worth it. Hold on. Cancel. Do the thing. Dexterity, -1. Difficulty 6.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So,
Yeah. No. You feet on the ground. You can move again.
like swing like how I imagine it is like rolling backwards, then like one of those scenes, the classic ones where like it's elbows on the edge of the cliff kind of thing, like swinging my leg up to try to.
Yeah. I would say that thinking about it, there's probably like 3 eggs here. You could potentially have half cover from an egg, I guess.
Cool. If that's an option, I'm going to take it.
So Graham, if you want, I can give you back your plot points. And you can potentially hide behind the egg. So the options here would be, you could hide behind an egg.
To be honest,
Yep.
I really don't want to hide next to an egg.
Yeah, that makes you a target, right? But yeah, so the other, if you did choose to take it, you wouldn't be within range of anyone to use your thing. So yeah.
Forget it. I'll stay.
Cool. All right then. Hide. You have that +2 bonus from your aim.
Yep.
I think it's +2 bonus, right?
Yeah, aiming 1 turn gives +2.
Aiming +2, yes. Mm-hmm. You only have passive defense, so keep that in mind.
How big is its head?
Relative, it's about the size of these eggs.
So we're talking like barrel size?
You could like a barrel size thing, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like a human sized target. So I wouldn't necessarily take a huge penalty if I were specifically to cold shot on the head.
No, there's no there's no changes to that. Basically, you're attempting to hit a vital area. So take a shot with a penalty equal to your opponent's full defense ratings. This does automatically damage the target.
That's vital area. If you go down a little bit further, there's actually cold shot to the head.
Yeah. I'd still say that's so it's less about, like, you got to think, like, aiming cold shots are less about like you being able to hit a thing, but more you being able to react in the situation and hit a thing. So it's still going to be a -4, but you kind of circumnavigated that with your +2. So it's still like, just like, for example, the only real difference I could say is, like, there's a size modifier as well that you're forgetting, that you get a bonus from. It's bigger than you, which is a +1. So you're still hitting the head, but it's only a -1 because you've aimed, and it's a +1 size modifier. So it also, remember, guys, like, because you're a smaller size than this creature, it's a -1 for him to attack you. But you get a negative. You get a
Actually,
+1.
I need it. I want the head intact, so I'm going to shoot it in the chest. I'll just go center mass.
So you're calling out a target torso? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm just going to, like, take a normal shot.
All right, normal shot it is.
Imagine a standard shot is center mass. So,
I mean, it's it's weird. You can call an area torso in this, but it, like, gives you a negative, which is, like, strange. So
that's probably more for, like, vital organ shot kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe if you encounter a Nazi with cybernetic limbs, it's like, well, the only place you can shoot him is in the chest.
His exposed beating heart. His exposed beating heart behind plexiglass. Yeah. I've played
All right.
Bioshock.
So +2 for the aim, +1 for the size,
Mm-hmm.
and at a difficulty 4,
Yep.
12.
All right. Let's take a look here. Defense. All right. Okay. So that leaves you with an 8
8.
damage. Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. Yeah. Roars.
I can imagine like the jawbone or whatever it is that I'm leaning on kind of cracks a little bit with the force of the
Yeah.
massive fucking rifle blowing up on top of it.
Shell casing comes out of the gun. Teeth from the jawbone fly out. You know, slow motion. Get your gun porn scene. Yep. All right. So the rock screeches, and he comes in and swoops at Hyde, and attempting to pick him up. So he's going to make a grapple check, and he's going to attempt to take you away, and drop you off the cliff, which is how birds tend to kill things. So let me just check what that looks like. Brawl touch. Okay. What does that actually look like? I always forget how to do the grapples in this game. Grappling in every D&D, in every role-playing game is the fucking worst, can I say?
I don't mind it too much in 5e.
Yeah, but the original 5e grapple rules were like, grr, and then they like had to change them. And all right, combat overview. Let's see here. Oh, look at that! I didn't actually put it in. Okay, so I think a brawl touch attack is like, let's take a look. Brawl touch. Combat maneuvers. Okay, doesn't fucking help. I'm pretty sure it's like you don't get like your
I think
dexterity or
touch.
something. Yeah.
Touch is just the range of it.
I think it's more than that. I know it's something stupid. I know it's something like you don't get like I think you only get your dexterity on your check or something. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck, that's annoying. See, we've done this before, and this is sort of important because I want to make sure we do it right. Because if I fuck it up and throw you off a cliff, then you know that sucks. But combat. Let's take a look here. What if I block, hold shot, charge, disarm, grapple, touch attacks 1, 2, 6. Okay. Touch attack. Sometimes you need to determine blah blah blah. You're not concerned with doing damage. Yeah. So your character, you do not get to roll your character's passive defense for your defense roll, but you only have passive on your maneuver, I think, from aiming. You only have your passive, so you don't actually get to defend this. That's fucking insane, actually.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Yeah, aiming, you only have your passive defense while aiming. If you take damage, you lose your... Oh, while aiming. No, I guess that still counts for your turn. No, you did aiming last round. Because you fired this round. Okay.
Yeah.
So you would have only your passive defense. And your passive defense, I believe, is body. So if you could roll your body for me, please.
Okay. And could I spend a style point here to have Jonathan be anticipating this and be ready to throw himself to the side because he has seen this thing fight before.
So
It did this once last time.
because it's a touch attack, no.
No.
But you can add to it if that makes any sense. So you can add your dice.
Yeah, that's
to
what I
it.
mean. Like just to get a bonus on the roll.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you can spend your dice, your plot points however you like. So if you want to add bonuses to it, then absolutely, yeah. Because you got picked up last time as well, right? So
yeah, that's what I mean. This is exactly what happened to him last time. It
Yeah.
just like swooped in, grabbed him, so he's ready for it this time.
Mm-hmm.
Does he get my +2?
What does your +2 actually do? Is it bonus to defense? Like what is it? Is it because he only has his passive right now? So if it's his body. So I can't remember what yours. It's Guardian, right?
Yeah, if you have it.
Talents
handy.
Guardian. Let's take a look. Go. Guardian. You're intelligent. As an attack action, your character may grant a +2 defense bonus to all allies within 10 feet. I guess it's just a straight +2 because it doesn't actually, say which one it affects. So yeah, you would have a +2 on that.
I know it'd be okay. Yeah.
Because it doesn't actually say whether it's passive or defensive. It's just
Right. And then +1 from the star point.
Yep.
Is that correct?
yeah. So you spend a star point. Yeah.
Yep.
So you'd have a +3.
So that.
It's a good thing you're doing that. What was that?
Body.
Yeah, it's only
It's
body.
only my body.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep. It's a good thing you're doing that too because he's rolling 12 dice.
Can I actually just roll body, or is that going to do that?
No, that'll just do its thing. So you're not doubling it. So just go roll the total D6. No, is it? What are they rolling? D10.
D10s.
D10 greater than 5. Yeah. The rules bleed from other systems here is fucking insane. Whoa, dude.
This is exactly what happened last time it attacked me.
Yeah,
It
so
fucked me up.
here's the thing, though. This brawl attack, this grapple, isn't exactly damaging, though. So he only has... if he beats your 1, then basically you're just going to get thrown off the cliff here.
Which is quite damaging.
Yeah, it is, but you're not taking damage from the rock. So
It's probably going to be less damaging the number of dice he's rolling.
yeah, no, he definitely picks you up. And he flies you out from the cliff. And
Is that with the minus from attacking something smaller than it?
well, I mean, it's a -1, so I didn't add it, but yeah. I can re-roll it if you like.
Luckily, Jonathan
Oh, wait.
didn't listen to our... Oh.
I need the modifier prompts. That's why it's not showing up. Okay.
Luckily, Jonathan didn't listen to our advice in throwing away that backpack, and he just happens to be carrying it with him.
No, nothing like that. So yeah, you're picked up and you're thrown off the cliff. So basically what's going to happen, by the time you get around to the rock's next turn, you're going to hit the ground. So you have, I guess, 4 people within then and then to sort of try and stop you somehow. You're being thrown off like the west face of the cliff, so this would kill you on the land. So try and think of a way that you can, plot point, give yourself something or whatever to stop. Because this is pulp, right? I'd be willing to accept that you throw a rope and you lasso the foot or some bullshit, like something like that.
I'm gonna grapple it back.
So the thing is, though, like you would probably have to if you wanted to do something like that, there would be you would have to give up something. Like you would have to drop your rifle because that you're carrying it and that sort of shit. So there would be things that you would have to do in order to make sure that you don't die. But yeah, Charles.
He would actually be carrying his blunderbuss.
Is that what you used
because
to
it's
shoot?
loaded. No, he shot with the rifle. He's laying down. He's already prepared. He's got the rifle ready. He's got the blunderbuss next to him. He shot with that and then went to dodge. He didn't have time to reload, so he would have the blunderbuss with him, but the rifle would be on the.
Okay. Yeah. So you would probably you'd have to whatever you're carrying in your hands, essentially, in order to do something, you would have to drop it. But okay, Charles, you're up.
I run after Jonathan. I jump after him. And I would like to spend a style point. I've got 2. I'd like to spend 2 style points to grab him and put him over me. Like, so I'm underneath him, falling towards the floor.
So you would both die. You would both 100% die. I mean, I'm not going to stop you if that's what you want to do.
I'm willing to sacrifice myself on the off chance that I'll save Jonathan.
I mean, it's not the fall that kills you, it's the impact at the bottom. And putting another person in between you and them isn't going to...
It's a cushion.
I would say that Doc has more chance, like, angling himself to, like, land into a tree.
There's no trees. You said there were no trees.
At the bottom of the mountain, absolutely there's trees.
We were at the bottom of the mountain, though.
No, we were on the plateau, which was like halfway up.
Halfway up, yeah. That's
right.
He's going to drop me all the way.
Yeah, he's going all the way off.
And I think the idea of hitting the tree is that it'll make it a quick death instead of hitting the bottom and bleeding out over the next 30 seconds.
All right. I'll still jump after him. And I'm gonna hope he's got a plan because I'm gonna assist him with it as we're falling.
Did you happen to take that hard to kill skill?
No.
If you had hard to kill, I would accept you being a fucking pillow. I really would.
Okay. Okay.
I would have accepted that. Like if you said, actually, GM, I can go into -9, and oh my god. Okay. So are you sure that's what you want to do? Let me just clarify. Are you 100% sure you wish to throw yourself off a mountain?
After Mr. Hyde, yes.
This is GM speak for do you want to actually die?
I want to help save Hyde.
Okay. Let's just take a step back here real quick.
Okay.
Hyde has every chance in the world.
Realize he's about to kill 2 of his players.
Hyde has every chance in the world to like plot point, plot his way out of this, right? He could say, "Oh look, there's a really tall tree that I aim for," or "Look, I lasso the rock with the rope that I had," or "Look, I, try and angle myself so I hit the side of the mountain and climb up." Like, there's plenty of things that you can do. Having both of you in this situation means that whatever he attempts, you're not going to be able to like be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Like, that's like game mechanic stuff, you know.
So
and this is like what would after just losing Woodbury.
Okay, so
and having fought next to Hyde quite often.
All right.
The most like what he would do in that situation is immediately try and help him.
All right, here's what I will do, right?
Okay.
If you want to try and help him, I'm going to say that there is like a river, body of water, what have you, on the bottom. And there's no way that Hyde, falling as he is, could have made it. You spear tackling him in mid-air?
Yep.
Would give him enough momentum in a different angle to maybe even attempt the land in the water, right?
Perfect.
I'm going to say that, and that's what your 2 plot points get you, right?
Okay.
You spend the remaining of your plot points to make it a possibility that either you both die or you both live. However, I still need an athletics check from you, difficulty 8, to see if you can even attempt to spear tackle poor Hyde in his freefall. God, this is probably the dumbest thing ever attempted in a role-playing game.
Fuck! 8 dice! 8 fucking dice, really? Look at those 7s! There's 2 7s! That's why I was like, surely I'm going to get something athletics to do for this. It'll be fine. I'm rolling 8 dice, even if it's really difficult. I'm gonna roll something good.
This is the only slow-mo shot in the entire show that's not focused on Hyde. It's like Cromwell Abernathy just like doing that thing through the air. Just like rock foot.
Okay, well, now you're both falling. Who else wants to try and jump out there and spear tackle them?
You know what? I would say, both of the best fighters have left the fight. But honestly, Charles is more of a
I don't know.
damage dude.
I'm pretty sure Solomon has the intelligence is now how I shoot my gun ability, right?
Yeah,
Wreck in
yes.
face. Yeah.
So they're both actually pretty good shots. So Charles doesn't do much damage. He just takes hits, basically.
I don't think you've ever killed anyone in this game.
That's because everyone steals my fucking kills, Henley.
Okay, Solomon. Hello.
Well,
Abernathy just jumped off a cliff.
yeah. Well, that was that's par for this course.
Mhm.
So
You know what actually happens with the success of zero? I'm gonna say you overshoot Hyde. Right? You just like try and spear tackle. You completely fucking miss. You can still attempt to land in this water, right? That is your safety demonstration. Like no, that's your safety net. That lake is the only option you have now, Abernathy, of not dying.
Okay.
Hyde still has every option in the world to try and attempt his way out. So you're not dead. You're just out of this fight.
I didn't save him, and I'm out.
You didn't save him, but you're out of the fight now. Okay, Solomon, sorry. Please, go on.
I'm gonna cast Featherfall. Oh no, sorry, wrong game.
Oh, yeah, no. Yep.
I'm gonna summon my great eagle, and
Why don't they just do that from the beginning? God.
So you're right. I roll 13 dice to fire my gun, but
Is that more than you, Hein?
I think it's just like
Close. Very close. I roll 14.
I only have 5 health. So, and that's even with the body I just purchased. I used to have 4, now I have 5. I'm going to very gingerly make my way back and down the mountain from whence I came.
Sure. -2 strength check, I guess.
so you're not shooting it.
I mean, he has no reason. Unless you really wanted those wings and you wanted to put them on your character there, Graham.
The only thing that it's going to get me is dead.
What about Francis?
Hey,
He's
man.
like on the other. He's on the other side.
Yeah, you're on the other side of the cliff. He's just like...
Okay, let's get one thing straight. Solomon was only ever in this form cell.
Yep.
Grant Shold. Sorry, had a cough.
Sorry, what is it? Strength -2?
Strength -2, yeah.
Sounds a lot like a certain rogue we know.
7?
5. Oof. Okay. Yeah, you make it. No problems. Solemn Jackson.
I'm gonna press myself up against the.
Oh yeah, no, you've definitely you're out of the zone of influence of the rock, 100%.
Okay. Sounds good.
Jackson.
Can I?
Yeah,
I
sorry.
don't suppose I can see those guys falling.
No, they fall faster than you can climb. That's for sure.
No, I mean, can I not see them? Look down and watch the show.
Yeah, no, you can watch it. Yeah.
I take a peek. I take a look over there.
Morbid curiosity. Jackson.
Yeah, if I can find their parts. I mean,
It's like the Wile E. Coyote or whatever, just like.
I heard that. That's the sound of your heat coming on, my man.
Yeah, thank God.
Curses.
What is it? The blunderbuss that's on the rock, or is it on?
No, the rifle is on the rock. We've established. So he shot it once, like Sniper Man style, and then left it there.
Not
So
loaded.
yeah, it's not loaded.
Is there anything else that I could load a whole bunch of morphine into and shoot at the rock?
Wouldn't you be better off shooting that at me?
mean-
maybe my fall won't be quite as terrible.
So here's the thing, right?
Come join us.
Noel Speak's character had the ability to shoot tranquilizers out of like single bolt action rifles. Remember?
I don't have enough strength to use rifles. I don't think that takes 3, right?
His was a very heavily customized rifle though.
I mean, it's pulp to the point where, like, I would say that yours is more heavily customized than anyone's. Well, yours is an old style rifle, right? Yours is a flintlock.
Yeah, it's ancient, but
yeah. So his was like a bolt action rifle, so he could like put like a feathered trank into the actual chamber. Like it was not magazine fed; it was a single shot. So Doc's on the other hand, you wouldn't even know how to fucking load that thing. Like, yeah.
Well, it would take you a full turn just to load it.
That's true.
I can't shoot it anyway, so don't have the strength. I was trying to like do the same thing we did with the train and like try to find somewhere to block up some sort of artillery thing because I can use my gunnery skill to do that. If I can't do that though.
Yeah. I mean, you have half cover behind an egg, right? You have your pistol. You could also attempt to make it to the cliff face and climb down. I mean, the rock is flying, essentially. So,
is it flying? Like, where is it flying to?
Back to the.
Like, is it just like
it's flying?
away,
it's coming back to the surface where you guys are. So, yeah.
I guess I just got to get the fuck out of there.
I mean, you're literally the only person up there now, so.
Yeah, like there's nothing else I can do unless I just want to like hide in the nest and then pop out and jab some morphine into this thing's ass.
I mean, I would accept you like syringing this thing, but like it's a pretty big creature. Like we're talking like morphine's enough for a dude, horse tranquilizers might be enough for a horse.
Yeah, that's why I like double handfuls of like
maybe like like you got like 4 syringes in each hand and you just like yeah.
And like 8 times dosage on this gigantic fucking bird.
I mean, I would accept that if you wanted to attempt it.
Fuck. It would be awesome, but I think it's smarter for me to get GTFO.
How cautious are you now you're immortal?
I don't know I'm immortal yet. Like, I know I'm immortal, but Francis doesn't know.
Well, you've been told you're immortal. You just haven't had it proven to you.
You've seen the effects of the extended healing that you have. You don't know the effects of what would happen if you perished. But as an educated man, you can guess that the curse is upon you. I will say that much.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna morphine the rock.
All right, then. I would say if you wanted to do this, your supplies of morphine would be dangerously low.
Well, Solomon had a bunch.
I guess you could just go back down to the camp and resupply them, so it's not like a huge deal. Yeah. Okay. So here's
basically. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play dead to see if it'll like come down and try to grab me. When it grabs me, I'm just gonna ha.
All right.
Charles,
you're going to delay your turn until the rock picks you up.
Yep.
All right then. Consider it done. You prepare
handfuls
your
of
syringes. Yep. And I tell you what, if you cold shot like its vital areas, like its heart, I would say that it's going to be far more effective.
It'll come down to like if it grabs me, like if I have easy access to any organs that might.
I mean, you'll be in its feet, so you'd have to like climb the flying bird.
If I'm in its feet, I'll probably like. We don't have the journal of fucking bird or like monster anatomy.
I mean, that's in the British man's backpack, but yeah.
That's thrown off the cliff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so you could research it later, but you know, Doesn't
Yeah,
help
but
you
I'm
now.
thinking like, if their anatomy works like ours, they've got like gigantic arteries in their legs that I can reach easily.
That's a pretty decent assumption. I'll tell you what. I'll give you the extent of an aiming bonus here. You
I'll
know,
take it.
so you spend your turn like, you know, visualizing the anatomy of a bird in comparison to what you'd know already exists in the world, like maybe like an albatross or something like that. It's not definitely not within. Yeah, so I'll give you a +2 on your attack. Then how about that? Easy peasy.
Oh,
You only
yeah,
get
I'll take
you only get your passive defense though. Keep that in mind.
Sure, whatever.
Which
Immortal.
Which means that you get 0 defense when he comes to pick you up.
Yeah, like I'm letting him pick me up. I want him to pick me up.
Cool. All right then, hide. Free falling.
Yo, set the scene for me. What do I
Alright.
see? How far away is the bird? What am I doing?
Within whatever distance you want, you're falling. It's like 3 seconds, right? So you've got 3 seconds of free fall from when he let you go, and he's sort of turned around. So you could, if you wanted to, as a man of gentlemanly stature, you could still attempt to make a lasso. It would be very hard, but you can attempt it. The other thing you can do is you could count your chickens and try and attempt to land somewhere. Keeping in mind that you know that you can recover from just about anything except from death, right? Death is sort of a permanent state that you probably won't be able to come back from. So maybe attempting to like mitigate the damage you'll take upon landing might be a better solution, or you can attempt to try and hit the cliff. You can move yourself in a way that allows you to do that. This will all be like falling for you. Falling is definitely going to be a dexterity, 100%. And I know that you have pretty good dexterity. So
What's its wingspan?
of the rock,
Yeah.
it's pretty big. I can find it in the actual book. Give me a sec. So let's assume that, you know, like the camera zooms in on a book that's open in the guy's backpack, and page opens up onto like the rock, you know. So I'm gonna read what exactly is written in here so you guys can get an idea. The rock is only known in myth as it tells us from 1001 Nights and Sinbad the Sailor, though there are recorded sightings as early as the 8th century and as late as the 16th century in the Middle East. As the story goes, the rock is a gigantic white bird capable of grasping, lifting, and eating an elephant. Here in Hollow Earth, the story is reality. With a wingspan dwarfing that of a sailing ship, the rock resides on top of the highest peaks in Hollow Earth, preying on the creatures residing in the valleys and the plains below. While larger creatures such as woolly mammoths and protoceratops are its preferred meal, it's been known to dine on human-sized mortals. Once secured, the rock flies its prey to its gigantic nest to feed its young or itself. Rock are always found in solitary, except to mate, which they do for life. Typically, rocks lay only 1 egg, but can lay sometimes 2. I guess there's 2 eggs up here instead of 3. The egg hatches within 4 weeks of being laid, and the ravenously hungry chicks is immediately capable of feeding on its prey that its parent brings. The feathers of the rock are highly prized in many native tribes. They are used for anything from fans to the tribal chief badges of courage for the warrior brave enough to climb the rock's nest. So that's what that little outskirt says. So yeah, about the size of a boat.
So would it be safe to say that if I was maybe, say, 15, 20 feet away from it and I shot it with the blunderbuss, I would score multiple hits?
So you would attempt to kill this thing instead of saving yourself, is that what you're saying?
That's what Hyde came here to do.
Interesting.
This has literally been the only goal he's had.
What's your motivation?
My motivation is survival, but I also have the character flaw of condescending.
All right, I'll tell you what. I will give you 1 plot point if you do this. Keep in mind, you doing this will result in your death. Your character will be dead, and there is no coming back from that.
I feel like that's what he would do. He's got this opportunity. He's falling. He's looking straight up, and it's presenting its entire body and wings above him. It's like, bang.
Are you
On the
sure?
way down.
Are you 100% sure? Because you have opportunities to save yourself.
I mean, I can't think of what I like. This is a big fucking fall. An opportunity to save myself is just like a chance that I might save myself. But actually killing the Rock, that's kind of what he wants to do.
All right, the warning was given, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead. Make your blunderbuss check. Let's say the distance is just outside normal operating means. So let's say
the standard range is 10 feet.
Okay. So you're probably about 30 feet away. Is it even going to work?
Each 10-foot range increment beyond. Oh wait, hang on.
So this would be a -4 because the distances, longer distances are harder to hit. So you're getting a -4. This is long up to the range times 4 of the weapon, which is where you need to be. Because the one underneath it's medium, which is 2 times, and that's too far. So -4. On top of that, I want to give you a negative for falling. There's because it's a snapshot basically. You can't aim. You can't take.
I mean, he's falling in the air. He's going to try and spin and shoot. He's not going to have time to.
So -5. All that in mind, you have your extra plot point, and you are cascading towards death. So.
I mean, it's possible. I feel like I need to take the shot.
Well, I guess we're making a new character.
Yay!
This feels like a well, fuck it episode. Jumping off cliffs, trying to morph in a bird, trying to kill one while.
I mean, you have every right to be well, fuck it. Hart, on the other hand, he's signing his death ticket here.
I mean,
I think it seems pretty in character for Hyde to be.
I agree, but at a certain point when you're falling off a cliff, you have to fight or flight kicks in, and I think the idea that you want to save yourself is pretty hard, and that's high. I mean,
that is his motivation as well, though. It's survival, so it's like I've been thinking about it, and it's like, do I go with the motivation or do I go with the flaw?
Yeah,
and I feel like the flaw kind of trumps the motivation.
Okay, I'm okay with this. You know the negatives that you'll take to make this shot.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to do it. I'm gonna do it. So can I spend that star point now?
Yeah, of course. You can spend star points whenever you like. How many do you have left?
0. 1, including this one.
So you'll be rolling -4 then. So.
Okay. Difficulty 4. Here we go, boys. How's a 10?
It's pretty damn good.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So we get this scene from I guess Francis Jackson's perspective, right? He rips off those plastic caps out of all these fucking syringes. He's holding them like a fucking madman. He walks out into the middle of the fucking nest. He's just like, "Come get me," or some shit like that. And then we just see this, and the bird just fucking falls downwards as you kill the Rock. It only had 16 health, so.
I had a feeling it wouldn't survive a second shot because it fucked off our first one last time.
Yeah,
the only reason I think
it's
still fighting this time is because we're in the nest.
Last time you attacked him, you left him with 4 HP. right? So like the difference is that he can cover large distances afterwards after you attack him. So like yeah, but now you're in the nest, and there was no way of getting around it. It was protecting his young, so it will fall. And we get the scene of it. It's a lot heavier than you, so you shoot it, and you see its death throes, right? And then the bird starts to fall, and it catches up to you, and it pushes you down further. So you're hanging onto this rock, your trophy, your final trophy in life, Jonathan Hyde. What's going through your mind as you plummet towards your death?
He's probably actually like laughing out loud.
He's just like cackling, just like
Yeah, and you just hear the gotcha, and then there's a thump.
Yeah, it's a loud thump, like a, and because it's a fucking enormous bird, right? It's not like,
it's like the size of a school bus or something, wasn't it? Like
it's huge. It's fucking enormous. It's a little bigger than a T-Rex, you know, like it's fucking huge. It's ground shaking. Birds fly off in the distance of like the sound effect going on, and yeah, Jonathan Hyde is no more. Crushed under the weight of his final trophy, which is kind of an ironic way to go.
Hey, he fucking got him. That's all that mattered.
You could say that
He
he's.
said he was-
You could say that
he was
he's.
gonna kill it. He said he was going to get the bag back, and he fucking did it.
You could say that his ego killed him eventually. You know, his need for trophies was what did him in the end.
I don't think it's even the trophies, is it? It's
But
more,
I do believe he earns a plot point for he's condescending. He proved himself. He established his own superiority. So he went out with one.
His KD ratio caught up to him in the end. Okay.
Well, they're called style points, so he did go out with style. There you go.
Charles, you're the last person we need to sort out here. Yeah, you're falling.
I do 3 forward flip somersaults, 1 back flip somersault. I do a little spin thing, and then I spear dive.
All right, dexterity, acrobatics.
Dexterity?
Yeah, this is a dexterity.
Okay. Well,
Did you
This
have
should
plot
be-
points?
no.
Oh god.
So this is my dexterity roll. I'm gonna do it because why not? I have no dice.
Oh, hold up. What is your flaws and what is your motivations?
My motivation is duty. My flaw is what's it called? Absent-minded. Also, actually, the absent-minded gives me -2 for perception. So I actually rolled no dice on perception. Like less dice on perception,
Okay, well,
which I forgot about.
I'll tell you what. I will give you a plot point here for being absent-minded to the point where you jumped off a cliff to save someone who was unsavable.
I would say it's duty because I see Hyde as comrade in
Hey, it's
arms.
both. He did both. He it was his duty to help his comrade, and he was so absent-minded that he fucking missed.
Well, his duty is to king and country, but like, if you, I'll give you 1 dice. Right?
Okay.
This will be, this is your dexterity, so you'd roll 3 dice here, but you get a -2, so you're rolling the 1. You need
So
a
-1.
No. This is you're just rolling the 1 dice. So roll 1d10
Okay.
greater than 5, and if you pass, you hit the water in an extremely damaged state. Yeah, you hit the water, right? It was like a calm thing. You come
After all these flips, you hit the water straight on your stomach. Just wham!
you are like bloody, bruised.
I hit the floor.
Yep.
Next
You
thing
crawl
you know-
your way out of the water, and you lay on the bank, just gasping for breath. But you like got broken bones. I would say that you can't feel your legs. You're probably paralyzed from the waist down.
Can I spend a plot point to catch a fish?
You don't have any plot points.
Wait, where did
But
my
could
point
he,
go?
if he
You
had
just
one?
you just used it to not die, my friend.
Oh, that's what it was? I thought you
yeah.
were just giving me... Okay.
No, that's what it was.
Well, I wanted to catch a fish. Damn, Henley. Can I go back and not spend the plot points?
yeah, you die.
But you catch a fish.
But does he catch a fish?
Do I catch a fish, though? Can I
Yeah.
roll something to see if I catch a fish?
You pierce through the water with such speed and grace that you pierce through a megalodon on the way down too. So
Boom. Fuck him.
got him. No, but you crawl out of the water. You can't feel your legs. You're paralyzed from the waist down.
That'll heal right up. I'll buff out.
Yeah.
Morphine!
Yeah. So
Medic!
I feel like that's where we'll take a break. Doc.
Beautiful death, mate.
Great death. Yeah. Let's have a chat about what you would be right now, because I'd like to continue. Many thanks to our Patreon supporters for this week's episode. Head on over to patreon.com/Henley to support the growth of Die Party. We have a new character. His name is Tomasz Kolowski, which is basically the most generic Polish name you could ever possibly imagine. Because, Doc, you're playing a Polish man.
Yes, I am Tomasz. This will be my Polish accent.
I mean,
So you know, I don't even know the proper way to do a Polish accent, so I'm not.
let me
going to
tell
try.
you, they sound English when they speak English, so don't worry about it. Like it's
Yep.
not.
Grew up in Australia. It's fine.
And we're gonna start by introducing your character, basically. So Tomasz, you're underneath a Jeep right now. You're in one of those vehicle down bays, because otherwise you won't fit underneath a car. Because why don't you introduce your character? You're working on this Jeep. You're covered in grease.
I can imagine that from the outside, all you can see is a pair of boots
Yeah.
sticking out.
Mhm.
But he's obviously working on the engine, and they're sticking out the back of the Jeep.
Mhm.
Because Tomasz is quite large for a human.
Yep.
Average sized for a bear, apparently.
Yep. So basically, Tomasz took the giant trait, which gives him a whole size rating above normal humans, which is enormous. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's a considerable size. I'm still impressed that just that alone is like, hey, now you're the size of a bear. So I don't know much about Tomasz yet. I know he is a engineer, so that's why he would be under the Jeep. I know that he is not particularly pleased with being in the Nazi camp. He wasn't. He didn't have much choice. Being Polish at this time, or at the time when he was picked up, it was kind of hey, we heard you're good at fixing generators and engines and things like that.
I would also say that you've made yourself relatively useful to the Nazi army, and on top of that, you would probably have like one of, if not the lowest ranking in the army you could possibly get. There's no way a Polish man with any sort of ranking would be alive right now.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, I don't even get a proper uniform. It's just a green shirt and pants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm more of a camp worker than an actual soldier.
Yeah,
I think that makes sense. Like, what would they call them? I guess a prisoner of war, but he went willingly, but not really. It was like his choices were to sign up or.
As far as your family knows, you're basically dead. You're definitely one of the lost Polish soldiers, because you're apparently in Hollow Earth, which means that you're no longer back home, and the war is definitely different than what you remembered it. You came in around the 1942 is when you came in. So basically, the Red Wall and the German Wall basically collapsed on Poland, and you found yourself in the middle, and you've basically come here as part of a German occupation of Hollow Earth.
Yeah, I think he's not too sure what's going on or where they are, but he also knows better than to ask questions.
Yeah, I mean, as an engineer, I would assume you'd have to be, because here's the deal, viewers. We haven't started out his character, and we're probably not going to start out his character until after the show. So I would assume that you would have some reasonably high intelligence, maybe like a 4 or above. So you're definitely up there in terms of intelligence. And
he's probably figured a few things out, but at the same time, just from observing, I don't think you can tell too much about. We've gone through a cave, and now we're in this weird place where it's always day.
Mm-hmm. Though the technology that these Nazis have are different from what you remember. They are it's very sort of high science, right? As an engineer, you're used to machines, grease, that sort of
He's
stuff.
probably actually a little bit excited by that. He's working on these clearly cutting edge machines that no one's ever seen before.
And a lot of what you've been seeing is it's very it's a material that you've never seen before, but they've also never let you handle. It's very clear, and it's very harmonious. Like if you sort of knock on it, it holds a hum sort of thing. And they're building a lot of stuff out of it. They're weaving it into clothes. They're basically giving it to the soldiers as medicine, and they're doing a lot of weird stuff with it.
I was not expecting that. Okay. I mean, that's definitely interesting. Is it in any way being used in the machines? Like, are they using it for armor plating or something?
Well, that's why you're here. Because you've been told specifically about this sort of stuff. You haven't handled any of it yet, but you've been here a couple of weeks, and you've been told by your POW officers that you're going to be here for life, and your job is to experiment on these new natural resources that they've uncovered. And see the engineering capacities of this stuff.
Okay.
So you've been here for a couple of weeks now, and you've just been sort of, waiting patiently for that time to come. Basically, you'll be working on this Jeep, and you start to hear a commotion outside. A lot of soldiers are getting, I guess, ready for something. You're not sure what.
Right. Well, I mean, they'd be moving out with the vehicles and everything, so that'll get his attention. Obviously, they won't be taking the Jeep he's working on, but he'd probably pull himself out from under the Jeep, and I mean, he can't obviously say what's going on, but continue pottering around in the workshop while still watching what everyone's doing outside.
Yeah, no one's paying attention to what you're doing, so you pretending that you're unfocused on what they're doing is enough to remove suspicion from you that anything's happening.
And what does it look like is happening?
They're being deployed.
Right. Do I have a rough idea of how many people are in this camp?
I'd say yes. It's very rough though. You're probably close to maybe like.
Well, I don't need to know how many people are in the camp. I need to know, are most of them going, or is it just a small group?
I'd say that a large portion of them are going.
Okay. So whatever it is serious. And it wasn't like there was no word of plans for people to move out.
No, there's no deployment. Like you didn't hear word of deployment stuff. I mean, you have a basic understanding of German, but like you're not fluent in it by any stretch of the word.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's no real like. I mean, you talk with the other. You're not the only engineer here, right? I mean, there's a couple of German engineers here that are sort of like, you know, zealic more than anything. Like they're very into like Germany and Germany being supreme and all that sort of shit. So you're brought in because you're talented, and they're brought in because they're eager. So you talk with them as co-workers do, but you don't know anything about
they're
this.
They're clearly more willing to be there than I am.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. Can I get an idea of what the camp is like? Like the layout?
I mean, it was established before you came in, but it's very much like a. So
specifically the area around me.
Area around you. Okay, so you're probably in like the R&D, like area where the Sorry. You're probably in the region where you're like in the motor bay, I guess. Like there's a lot of you're not in any sort of lab or nothing like that. You're in specifically like probably like near the back center of this place. It's the walls are very like medieval, I guess you would say. Coming from Poland, it's not that far removed from what you're used to, but like palisades and that sort of shit. Definitely around here. It's not like they got like a lot of tents. There's no permanent structures here, so it's very like this is the first initial stages of a camp. It's pretty large. There's a lot. There's enough room to park like a lot of vehicles in here.
Okay, so what we know about Tomas is he is already currently looking for a way out of this camp.
Mm-hmm.
And with all of this commotion, he's probably hopeful that this might be his shot.
Oh,
he
yeah.
might be able to make a break for it.
I would say that you've probably even attempted before, right? Whether or not you got caught or whether you just got cold feet is completely up to you. But yeah, this isn't your first attempt.
Yeah, I think he might have been preparing as best he can. He might have like in one of his toolboxes, he has like a little some rags wrapped around some food and a canteen.
You probably have like a go kit. Yeah, I like that idea.
He's got something ready to go. Like he's just gonna open the drawer, grab out a
backpack,
what looks like a mechanic's bag.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, a toolbox, I guess.
You've been slowly stealing tools from people from the place.
Yeah, just getting a few things ready so that when he goes, he's got a little bit to start him off.
Mm-hmm.
And now the question is, should I wait and see if there's an event to cause a distraction?
Yeah,
should I try to get away, or do I cause a distraction?
So the cars start moving out, basically. And they drive in relative, because you've noticed that compasses don't work over here as well, but the north side of the camp, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's going to be where everyone's attention is. Say if they're going north, which side of the camp am I on?
You're like on the southwestern, sorry, yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, it probably wouldn't be too hard for me to get out the south side.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. I like the idea that there is a very light presence of troops on the outside, but maybe you have to go up. So there's one dude in your way, right? You have a wrench, and you're not exactly a stealthy type given your size, but
No, I don't think he's trying to sneak out. I think he's carrying his toolbox and walking with purpose towards the whatever the appropriate exit would be, like a gate or just a gap in the wall or something.
okay, yeah. So the German soldier will stop you and he'll be like, Kolowski, what are you doing?
Haven't you heard?
He like looks around and is like, what? What have not heard?
I'll kind of turn and point. Look what's happening over, and then fucking
Just,
bonk him.
just like fucking wrench in the face, just like
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll go down. And
that's when I start running.
yeah. He's like yeah, okay, cool. So you sprint for the longest time. You're running through jungle after jungle and jungle. The only real I guess monument or thing separating your vision that you can go towards is this giant mountain, which has the face of an eagle on it, basically. And you're running for quite a few hours. That's when you start hearing voices. Other players, what is the likelihood that you would have gone down to retrieve, Hyde and Abernathy?
My legs.
Probably pretty good.
My legs.
Would
Help.
would you have brought in that backpack with you from the British corpse? Would you have brought the
Yeah.
corpse with you?
I have that stuff.
Yeah.
I'd probably wouldn't bring the corpse, but we'd probably go check out the bodies at least, or what we think would be just like.
I think he's talking about the corpse of the British Batman, the one that had
Yeah.
the books in his bag.
Oh, probably not. Like, did he have anything else on him?
I mean, it's just notes, supplies, writing instruments, that sort of stuff.
I'll take that.
Probably
kind
a
of stuff.
tea kit as well, which is probably, smashed. But the actual tea itself would be very much still fine. Solomon, on top of that, how interested would you be on dissecting the rock, out of curiosity?
Not really. Not. I don't think much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Honestly, it's too big to be useful or practical.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could dissect one of the eggs when it comes alive too. Like, that'd probably be more in line with like the size of a human wingspan if that's what you wanted to do. But
I tell Francis I'm not sure. I mean, that's a long way to walk.
I look over to like. I'm gonna look over to the canvases, be like, "Give me a sec." And just like cut out like enough for like a wingsuit. I'll spend plot points on this so I can make wingsuits for both of us,
I'm gonna say that you're not able to create wingsuits.
or at least like parachutes, like something to glide down with. Like enough, like something to glide with, basically.
I'm not gonna allow that. That's
Not that hard.
That's low level artifact tier items.
yeah, like that's like a I would reserve that for a engineer or maybe a MacGyver type character. Like it's a good plan, and that's kind of I think what the role is that Thomas would feel. But that's creating a wingsuit or a parachute. There's a high chance of failure, big time. I guess you could attempt it and see if you could throw yourself off the cliff, see what happens. Like,
Are there vines here? Like,
I mean, if
zip
you,
line?
like you guys are on the plateau, right? So remember, like the real steep part of the mountain sort of began after the plateau. So you could go down that face of the mountain within like 40 minutes pretty easily. Like it's not It's not a huge like. It's not gonna be. There's no difficulty associated with going down the mountain
It's
from
just
where you
time.
are. It's just time.
I think we climb back up, bring the binoculars, take a look, see what's going on, decide the next move.
Oh, you mean you want to see what the Germans are doing?
No, I want to see where they landed and just like get a, just if you want to give me the binoculars, I can do it.
So you have the map that Sterling Smith was making that was in the backpack, along with like a field guide, and all that sort of stuff. Like you can definitely you can start pinpointing things, and I would say that maybe a good the region that you're in, and then a whole where the so imagine it's a giant donut, right? Like imagine Hollow Earth is a giant donut with the ocean in the middle being like the hole in the donut, essentially, right? So it's a giant ring that you guys are on. And that's sort of what Sterling Smith has sort of mapped out as like what this place looks like from top down, essentially. And you guys are like maybe on like the western side of this ring, if you look at the map. And the Eagles Rock is definitely one of the places that you're at, and that's been documented here on this map. The other place where you met Sterling Smith in that tribe, the village, that's mapped as well. The whole region, like on the other side of that, which you've never been to, is kind of mapped as well. And there's a good maybe I don't know, 45% of the map, like the top part, hasn't been mapped at all. So basically where you guys are is sort of like the most that he's mapped up to. But if you wanted to start filling in where you think that the German camps might be, that's an entire possibility as well.
I'm not super interested in doing that.
Okay. So what were you trying to perceive then, if it wasn't the German camps?
Where they landed, where Charles and...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I completely misunderstood what you were trying to go for there. Yes.
Landed in the water.
He landed in the water. You don't really even need I mean, if you look through the binoculars, you can actually see Charles on the bank, just being like, "Medic," over and over again. I
can tell he's alive.
Yeah, he's alive. You can see where the bird fell, but you can't see Hyde because his corpse is underneath it, obviously.
It's fine. I tell Francis that I say, oh my God,
he's alive.
Charles is alive. So let's go get him.
Yeah. On the way down, it's like some sort of analogy or metaphor about no matter how many times you hit a fly out of the air, it keeps on flying around, hitting windows and stuff. So you can't kill dumb things. It can't.
Buzz, bitch.
So let me get an idea. Did you take the flintlock pistol rifle with you, or is that still on the top of the mountain?
I think I took it out of just posterity, maybe, because I can't use it.
Okay.
But I took the flintlock before I climbed down. Is the flintlock and then whatever the German guy had on him, or the British guy had on him.
That's an entire backpack. If you had a backpack, it's one or the other.
Was the backpack not off the cliff?
Off. That's why I threw it down, so no one had to carry it down.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, if you wanted to carry all of the materials that he had, you would require a whole nother back to put that on.
Well, tea and writing implements and notes.
Yeah.
It's not
No, when I say notes, there was journals and journals and journals of notes. It's
the one in the backpack.
This guy's probably been the one in the backpack. Yeah, it would take.
No, not in the backpack, because the backpack is down in the camp. It was thrown off the top.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you want to bring that with you, it's an entire backpack filled with information. So you would have to backpack on the front, backpack on the back, sort of thing, right? Do you catch my meaning?
There is no backpack. The backpack is thrown off the cliff down the camp, right?
There's a disconnect here. Henley's talking about leaving the plateau and going down to get Charles.
Yes.
Not talking about climbing down. He's saying you've got your gear on your back, and now you've got another huge backpack full of shit. If you want to go to get Charles, you're going to have to be carrying this huge fucking backpack.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
just I have my.
I just want to get an idea of what you're bringing with you, right? Because
Let's make sure we understand. When I came down here, all I had was my surgical kit. I don't even have a pack, so now I have that pack.
because you could never wear a backpack, right? Because you were cut off like at the shoulder. So, okay, cool.
I stuff as much shit as I can into my shoulder satchel thing because I still have that from the very beginning.
Do you bring that typewriter with you, or do you leave that behind?
I'll probably leave it behind. If it's between the typewriter and all the notes that are already here, I'd probably just like leave the typewriter and take the notes.
Yeah, there's like ink. You got like an inkwell, a couple of inkwells, and some.
Yeah, like I've been writing stuff down by hand all this time. Like I really need.
Yeah, I like the idea that your pencil's like getting like this now, sort of thing. You know, like you just have like a little tiny pencil. You know.
Yeah. Well, like the pencil's been gone for a while. I've been like trying to write with like charcoal sticks and shit.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I like it. Been using like blood from creatures to like write it out. Yeah.
Probably grab a feather from the rock when we get there, and like a tiny one from the leg, and just like, ooh.
The tiny one is still like this fucking big,
Yeah. It's still like an awesome like sit on your desk in an inkwell because you're such a badass kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, badass for like librarian badass.
Yeah, Abernathy's quite a distance away from where the rock fell. So where do you go first?
Probably to Abernathy.
Yeah. Tomasz, you hear voices. You hear medic.
I'll give him all the morphine that I had to Solomon.
And then he dies. No. Yeah. Solomon, he's paralyzed from the waist down.
Charles, I don't want to alarm you, but you're paralyzed from the waist down.
What do you mean?
Those legs, they're not going anywhere.
Should bloody well hope not. I like them attached to me.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
Have you given him the morphine yet?
If we haven't, by that point, I just like take a thing and stab it into his neck and squeeze.
Where's Mr. Hyde? Did he make it?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
It's never me. And he's out.
You guys hear a rustling behind you.
Draw my gun.
I draw Hyde's gun, but I can't fire it.
I snore.
It looks impressive.
You can't fire it, and you haven't realized yet that it's still not loaded.
Yeah, exactly.
It's impressive, though.
I snore aggressively.
They notice you, Tomasz. What do you do? And you can see them. They don't look like Germans. In fact, one of them sounds like a British man.
I think that altogether they look very distinctly not German.
Yeah, there's a dark-skinned man mixed with them, and you've probably never seen that before. Actually, thinking about it now, like you've probably never seen a dark-skinned individual.
I've heard of these people.
Yeah, I'm not being racist. Like, there's just not a lot of dark-skinned people in Polish history.
But especially not at that time.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Well, they get hit by wars so often, and wars tend to like oppress even the most minority groups. So,
yeah. And you are dealing with Nazi Germany, which is like, there's no way that there would be a dark-skinned individual in the employ of Germans. So,
yep.
How long was I running?
quite a ways actually. I would even I guess would this be a point of your character that you have a lot of stamina, or like?
Would that be? I think it might be with his size because he gets extra body rating as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Or it might just be extra potential for body. I think he. Yeah. I'm just wondering, would he still be like? Is it? You don't know. He probably would. Just like as soon as he sees them and realize they've seen him, he'll probably drop the toolbox and the wrench.
Mm-hmm.
Put his hands up and go, "We have to go. The Germans are coming."
My legs aren't going anywhere.
You see him?
Yes, he's unmissable. He's about the size of a bear.
My minimum height is 7 feet tall, so he's pretty fucking big, and he at least 500 pounds. This guy is fucking massive.
Would you say muscle or fat?
It's probably fat, but because he's so fat, it's built a lot of muscle underneath it over time, and just the general.
So you have
muscle that a
like big
person-
built-out shoulders and arms, and but like a pot belly sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He's the kind of person that, like, if he spent 6 months training, he would look like one of the like strong men. But
Oh, yeah.
because he doesn't actually train, it's just like practical muscle.
Now, do you
He's
have?
he's like the mountain with like a beer gut.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
that's close
pretty
actually.
fucking close. Yeah.
Solomon, he doesn't look like a Nazi.
Doesn't he?
He looks like a rock food. Really, more of a beast.
I mean, you have some Nazi tests you can do. Now, so here's what you know about. You know everything that there is to know about World War One because you're a history major, yeah?
Sure.
That's what you picked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a good chance that you could know Polish as a language, and if you wanted to, like you, give me an intelligence check right now. We'll say this is difficulty 6. Actually, you have linguistics, right? Yeah, give me that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but
Even though Doc playing Tomasz doesn't sound Polish, there's a twang that you can pick up there. So, yeah, 100%. You hear that like a Polish twang in his voice, and you could, if you wanted to, attempt to communicate in Polish and see what happens.
I suppose when the party went underground, Poland hadn't been invaded yet, so there'd be no question of, oh, maybe this guy's a German, maybe he's with the Nazis.
It was also illegal to speak Polish, right? So, I'm pretty sure that's the case, and a lot of like Polish history was sort of like wiped out. So you knowing Polish at this point and talking to Tomasz in Polish would be like literally like, oh shit, brother. Like, you know, it'd be like the secret handshake, you know? Like that's essentially what that means.
yeah, I'd be like, give me a second. Let me just.
Now you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, dzień dobry.
I'd be like, what is it? Cześć? Is
Cześć?
hello in
Yeah.
Polish?
Cześć. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just like hey. It's the equivalent of saying yo. You know.
Oh hi.
Oh, hi
No,
there.
Hitler, it's bullshit. Oh hi.
If you wanted to actually say like be like you know, nice about it, you'd say dzień dobry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just like Google translated a thing to like pronunciation thing.
Yeah, no, that's
I do that like 6 or 7 times a game with mouse because someone made him a fucking weeb.
Yeah.
I gave you an option and you said yes.
It was too good to pass up. It was like, you know what? No, that makes sense. Okay. I think he would probably respond in Polish.
No, you would be it would probably be like shocking, right? It would be very, very shocking to hear Polish. You've been a POW
Actually, yeah, no.
for years.
Where I've been, yeah, speaking Polish was like,
illegal almost.
yeah.
It was like let's burn the history out of these people, sort of thing.
Well, no, you said that I got picked up at like 1940 something.
No, you've been
So-
here. You've been here since 1940. You've been a POW for a lot longer than that.
Yeah, so as far as I know, anyone speaking Polish is probably about to be shot.
Yeah, that's like the last moments of their life they talk Polish. But
Yeah. Okay. So that would definitely be like shocking, as you said. That would get his attention, but he would respond in Polish. The Germans are coming.
I'll say in Polish, do you speak English?
Yes, a little. It's not the best.
That's fine. I don't my
I'm
Polish
not
is bad.
perfectly eloquent, you know.
Your English sounds better than my Polish.
Listen, I think I killed a man on the way out. We need to go.
I look down to the paralyzed Charles. I'm like,
It's been a couple hours since you paralyzed your foot and paralyzed your legs. You could probably wiggle your toes.
Shat yourself horribly.
You could probably wiggle your toes at this point, you know. But you still wouldn't be able to move your legs for like probably another half day. So if you guys want to,
he looks big. He could probably carry Charles.
Yeah.
I say to Solomon.
Do you have some cloth?
Can I get a read on this guy?
absolutely. What would you like to know? Do you have like an empathy or something like that you can roll?
I have quite a robust empathy.
Okay, go ahead and make that check. I would say probably a 6 difficulty. Yeah. What are you trying to
Trustworthiness.
trustworthiness? He's carrying a wrench that has a little bit of hair and blood on it. And if he says that the Germans are coming, I just killed a German.
I did drop the wrench when I saw them. I said I dropped the toolbox and the wrench and put my hands up. So.
Okay, so maybe you didn't see that, but he's covered in grease as well, and he is wearing, I guess, standard issue like khakis with like overalls on them. I guess. Would you agree with that, Doc?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. He's also very large, like larger than you've seen. Maybe you've seen a man this large before. I don't know. Like, you've probably seen a lot more people than anyone else, being a doctor and stuff. A world-renowned one at that. I don't know how you'd perceive that, but his trustworthiness is coming from his eagerness to not be in this vicinity, I guess.
I'll say from which way, and when I say that, I'll, spin my gun around and put it away.
Yeah, holster it. Yeah.
I guess I'll just kind of gesture behind me.
How strong are you?
Do you need me to carry him?
Carry him.
I can carry him.
Okay.
I'm assuming I can carry him.
Yeah, no, you can carry him.
I feel like I wouldn't have too much trouble with it.
I feel like you wouldn't have too much trouble with it either. So what we've designed about your character, I guess he has a decent strength, a decent body, and a decent intelligence is what I'm kind of getting from this. But, it's up to you how you want to do it. But yeah, I guess you guys, which direction do you guys head? You've got this map, you've got the information. Is there a direction that you guys want to go in?
I think for now, we just need to find a place to hide.
Yeah. Do you think we should go back to the camp we just came from? Because that's like...
I feel like that's a place to move. But
I would say at this point as well, it's been a couple hours. If your memory serves you right, in maybe like 4 hours' time, the flares are going to go up again. So...
I kind of wouldn't mind hanging out with the rock eggs.
Yeah.
That's a good vantage point.
So you want to go back up there? And it's pretty defensible too. Like you could...
Yeah. I know, Francis, it's the high ground. It's defensible. We can see.
Mm-hmm.
We can drop that. We can push the eggs off in a kind of a depth charge kind of thing.
Strap a grenade to
They
him.
hit the ground,
Yeah.
shatter open, and then the hungry baby rocks burst forth and descend upon the Nazi army.
Yeah, but that's like a 2-time trip. That's about it.
2 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Cool. That's a pretty good plan, I think.
So as we're walking back, I'll just introduce myself. I guess it's like Francis Jackson, American, to Thomas.
Tomas, Polish, you know that. What are you doing here?
Long story. We'll talk about it at camp. If he gets a little rowdy, give him one of these, and I hand him like a morphine thing.
It's like a little drip feed one, like...
Yeah. He can
Woodbury,
get a little annoying.
you've grown.
Yeah, this is why I'm here, and I'll show like the scar.
Yeah, he's white. He's a black man with a white arm.
I can imagine we're probably moving relatively quickly, and I might slow down a little bit at that because maybe I don't know, you're wearing like a long sleeve shirt or something, and you pulled it back and it wasn't super obvious before. Or are you wearing still like no top, basically.
Yeah, I don't wear a shirt. Just all abs.
His arms, abs.
Do you have like a vest or something on?
Yeah, well, I probably just had that pack, and it's probably obscuring that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't like I hadn't really noticed it until I saw that there's this clear scar, like a clear line where the two different arms have connect, like the join, the seam. There we go.
Pink and raw. It's still probably very, very raw, but there's a good chance that will heal permanently. The further you go.
Yeah, I'd probably like falter a little bit, like maybe even stumble when noticing that. Like, I can't imagine I've seen anything quite like that since I've been here. I've been in the motor pool, so.
Yeah. You haven't noticed any natives either, so you don't know about like this guy is probably very, very strange to you. Like it looks like he's I mean, you know about like dark skinned individuals, but you've never seen one. So, and the fact that he has a white arm is just like jarring. Like maybe that's how you'd notice how different his skin color is, right?
Oh.
You know?
Tell him I'm the doctor.
That's good. I think this man needs one.
So we'll make our way back up there.
All right. And I think that's where we'll leave the episode with you guys scaling back up. I guess now it's going to be called Rock because there's no eagles here.
I think it's going to be not a rock.
We'll call it
Because
Jonathan.
it's fucking dead.
Jonathan Memorial Rock.
Jonathan Memorial Rock, yeah.
Hidefall.
Okay, cool. So let's do some experience points then. Where are we going? Is it 118? I think it is. Yeah.
You know what? I'll mark that on the map.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Rock.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone take one experience point. Everyone take another one for danger, including you, Tomasz. Role playing. Everyone take one, including Tomasz. Success. I guess Tomasz should take one as well. I guess everyone else take one as well because you did kill the rock, so that's fine. Wisdom. I mean, you did learn all. You did learn all the. You did get a map and all that sort of stuff too. So.
And discretion is the better part of valor.
So everyone take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everyone take 5 XP. Yeah, and I guess we'll. In terms of plot points, I think I'm happy to give everyone 1 as well. So we'll leave it at that. Well, let's do some shout outs. Drummer Boy, start with you. My man, what up?
Hey, I'm Drummer Boy. I write music on the internet and play video games on the weekend. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to be streaming I'm like making my own album now and getting the tracks already for another streamer who's doing a thing for her first time DM. She asked me for some music, and it's a pretty good chance to just get the album hype rolling before I release it. So gonna get ready for that. And then on Friday, I'm gonna be playing The Witcher because Saturday is a show I want to watch, and then Sunday I'll be playing The Witcher again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Doc, I gave you a character sheet if you want to fuck around with it. Sheepdog, what up, sir?
Hey there, guys. I'm Sheepdog Gaming on YouTube. Search me, you can find me. I really enjoyed the Hyde death. I thought that was very fitting for his character. And we decided that in slow motion as he was falling, what's the name of the song? Surfing Bird was
Surfing
playing.
Birds by Trash Men.
Yeah.
So it was like the like BioShock Infinite version, Barbershop Quartet version of Bird is the Word.
Yeah.
It's like took the shot, and then as it hit the bird and the bird started falling, they both went into slow motion. And it's just like ba 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 bow bow ba 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 bow bow.
Just completely taking everything away from that scene.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So where can people find you, Doc? Sheep.
YouTube, Sheepdog Gaming. Search for me, you'll find me.
Nice. Doc_Gast. What up, sir? How you doing?
Yo, how's it going? You guys should tune in for our Shadowrun game, where I'm going to potentially kill off another one of my characters.
It's a good chance. It's a good chance.
May as well stay in the role, man. Just keep going.
I mean, where we got beat up by a bunch of thugs, and now we're going on a run against a cult. So it was my idea. So when everyone gets killed, I can take all the credit and get the extra XP.
Nice. And last but not least, we have Graham_complete, aka Always Be Making. What up, sir? Where can people find your stuff?
I make stuff. Always be making. YouTube. Check it.
Check it. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's episode of Die Party Abyss. If you did, why not favorite the channel? Maybe subscribe. Going forward, we're going to have a play-by-post called Fan Fiction going up on the Discord. I don't know when that will start. Probably sometime within the next 2 weeks. I got to do a lot of... I got to take a system and gut it down for play-by-post style, and we'll see how we go from there. But yeah, D1000, and you rolled a 69. Jesus fucking Christ.
Sick, bro.
Sick, bruh. But yeah, yeah. Tomorrow is going to be Dead Man's Crest. It should be up, hopefully. I'll be eventually taking over GMing for that. So that'll be fun. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in a couple hours for the daily stream. But until then, have a good one. Bye-bye.